Hello, everybody. And we're going to try to do these hobby streams. Two things that can prevent hobby streams. Same thing that killed streams before, which would be I'm working and show. That's basically hobby stream. But to be honest with you, hey, Richie, if you want to jump on, you can jump on right now. Dude. Richie, I'm in me invite you. I want to put you. I'm gonna make sure you have access to my. You can jump in the voice. Sorry, but this is gonna be very impromptu. Anyways, so Mike seems probably be. Okay. No, that's good. So is it fine now? Okay, now. Yes, it's all good. Okay, so sorry, that was Discord and OBS fighting over my same internet. That enough stuff happening. Everything looks fine on my end. That way better. That must be way better, right? Sorry, but it's been a while since I've done this. And then I'll explain what's going on. Um, well, I'm gonna go ahead and operate as if that is now working properly because it looks fine on my end. Actually, it does look very quiet. Am I quiet? Sounds good. Okay. Um, so these hobby streams are gonna come back. They stopped because of embargo dates, and basically I wasn't getting enough work done while I was doing these hobby streams. But so long as I can maintain my level of getting work done, I will do these hobby streams. Basically, I have a lot of work to do all day, every day. But I've been spending a lot of time in the Discord just chatting. Quiet but not cutting. I can fix that problem. Not too loud. It's too loud. How's that? I hope it's not too loud. I think this is the first time I've put OBS on. Sorry, I went live at home with this mic, but I have been I've been spending a lot of time inside the Discord just hanging out in the audio chat, and sounds a little staticky. The worst, you're used to being in the Discord chat. Is it not the same audio as in the Discord chat? Nice, better. We're getting there. Well, I'm assuming right now we got the best audio right there. But yeah, we're gonna be working at the desk today. We got models to paint for the members winners. I'm assuming that just went away right now. The worst. Let me know if that's now gone. There we go. There we go. There we go. Well, good enough is good enough is one thing, but I'd rather spend a couple minutes and get it right because once we get the audio right, then we don't have to worry about it no more. But I might break it right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into Discord audio chat and I'll explain how you guys can join if you guys want to do that. And let's see if everything stays good once I go back in here. Okay. Did anything change with my audio at all? I'm assuming not. Perfect. Okay. Well, we're gonna talk Warhammer. Now, feel free to, if you're a member of the channel. I'm definitely free on Sunday, Richie. What time works for you? Actually, I'm not free Sunday morning. Sunday noon or later my time works for me, Richie. Hello, Canadian Ham. Hello, James. Yeah, but if anybody wants to join the voice chat in the Discord, jump on in. Just remember that we are live, and everybody actually. I give this warning, but everybody actually is very tame. I think I'm the only one who swears on the freaking Discord. I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah, we're gonna do some shopping, buy some miniatures. We're gonna paint some miniatures. We're gonna assemble some miniatures. But basically, we have a big long hobby marathon day. So my Monday to Friday 9 to 5 is this. I sit at this desk, well, this desk over here, and I work on hobby things as I hang out and chat with people. But Shiver, who will be here shortly, one of the Discord members, he has convinced me to start these hobby streams again because I'm here anyway, hanging out and chatting with you guys anyway. I might as well turn the camera on for those who aren't in the Discord. And Jacob Koistra, who's gonna jump on, maybe he might have time to jump on sometime in the afternoon to explain everything. But we just had a nice little Discord meeting, and we are gonna be turning one of the weekly Old World streams into a campaign stream, so an ongoing campaign. Don't worry, it won't be just two armies fighting each other week after week after week. It'll be the map campaign that you saw on Mini Wargaming applied in the streams, and then edited down and re-uploaded as a proper campaign for the re-uploads later on. So that is, for me, very exciting. Turning one of the streams into a campaign, an ongoing campaign, and when the campaign feels like it's met its end, we will do a new one. So that'll be the next step the channel has taken, which is super exciting. Also, the way we do army showcases, I explained this last couple of streams, are going to change as well. I've ordered some new equipment. I've been reorganizing the room. Now, the room that I'm in at the studio, the Mini Wargaming Studios, is actually massive. But the back half is like the editing, the models, a bunch of stuff. I reorganized that whole section to like bringing in a whole nother little mini studio suite that's back there for army showcases. So we won't have to do them on the table anymore. Either way, just like because of all the support you guys have been giving me, the channel's been doing fantastic. I appreciate you all for it. So we're just dumping all of the revenue right back into the channel. No, James. Yeah, fair, brother, fair. No, I like playing the game too much. Tell Darren, been a long time, brother. How you been? We've reached the promised land, chat. What's the promised land, Sasha? Yeah, no, the campaign. So if anybody hasn't had a chance to watch the map campaign done by Luca at Mini Wargaming, it was so much fun to do. Jacob Koistra, one of our mods, had a big hand in like writing everything, but he also polished all the rules, and he just sent them to me. So I'm gonna go over them tonight, and then I haven't had a chance to talk to Michael about this yet, but he's gonna be on board. We're gonna add some extra editing, and there'll be parts of the. It looks like it'll be every Wednesday stream will be the campaign stream. It'll be the beginning of every Wednesday stream will be pre-recorded. Is the plan. Now this will evolve and polish and change slightly, but that's the current plan right now. The narrative campaign promised land. I thought so, Sasha. I thought so. Hello, Andrew. Happy Friday to you. So, on a Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, what are you all doing? How are you here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday? I guess it's different time zones. Fates Day, how you doing? Oh, tell darn, that's one of the best ways to play Warhammer Fantasy. That's been my favorite way to play fantasy since before Old World came out. Have you had a chance to play any of the match play guide? Working, watching from work. Happy Friday. Hobbies at work. Yeah, me too. Cthulhu Blues. I love that name. So, like I said, I gotta maintain productivity. So I'm gonna turn to this setup in a second. But once I do that, it'll be harder to see chat. Actually, no. Maybe I can move these monitors around a bit. Slightly adjust my setup here so that I can see chat in multiple windows. Perfect. I'm a little slower than I like to admit sometimes. Heresy for sure. I am so excited for the hair. Oh, by the way, Sugar's not here yet. Thank you for the 5 membership gifts before you even showed up for the stream. But face it, you remember for 15 months, I work a third shift. Oh, there. I sleep during the day. No, my insomnia gets the best of me. All of us eventually, right? For some reason, can of peaches is the greatest insomnia cure for me. I know it's different for everybody, but that works so well for me. The match play really changed the game. I organized a group of 25 to 30 guys. Nice. Hello, Bones. We are live. Let me know if you guys can hear. Actually, you know what? Let me turn desktop audio on. Let me know if there's any audio conflicts with people in the chatting in the Discord. But Bones, feel free to chat. Yeah, I'll definitely. Well, noon or I'll message you. I'll message you, Richard. I lost my train of thought. I was in the middle of something. But okay, so what I do know is this mic is directional. So when I switch over here, I'm assuming I sound worse unless I spin the mic. Do I sound good still? Does everything still work in this orientation? Space Daydreamer, thank you for gifting 5 Mountain Miniatures memberships. My community is around 15 to 20 of us. We all declared the Old World is the only game that we're going to play before the new editions roll up. I can't believe how much I like the Old World. Like, thank God I do, because it's my it's my bread and butter. But I guess I couldn't do this job if I didn't like. I couldn't do the Old World streams if I didn't like it. This is the thing that it gets me so much. For those of you who are following a lot of the Heresy drama. Oh yeah, I'm working on Iron Hands. This is my test miniature for the fast paint scheme. This is what I'm going with. There's gonna be transfers and extra color added to it, but like that's the test scheme for the Iron Sand metal. But like for those of you who've been following the Heresy drama, there's been a lot of people talking about how like all the influencers, they use the word influencer a lot, have to say good things. That's a complete falsehood. They're trying to make you believe that their opinion holds more weight than it actually does by devaluing the opinions of the people who actually like it. I like the Heresy 3rd edition. My opinions are not influenced positively by Games Workshop in any way. They are my own. Case and point. I think Warhammer 40k 10th edition and Age of Sigmar 4th edition are bad, boring, and soulless. I built my channel off of those 2 game systems. I don't like them anymore. They're no longer for me. They are for somebody. People do love them, and I'm glad that people love them, but they're no longer for me. But for me, they don't have the same soul that I used to enjoy, so I don't cover them anymore. My choice. I don't like those games. I like Horus Heresy 3rd Edition right now. Could that change when I get better understanding? Absolutely. I don't think it is. I'm actually, the more I learn about the game, the more it unravels for me. The more I'm liking it. Every time I'm a little nervous about something rule-wise, I start playing a game and go, oh, I get it why it's that way, and I really love it. Swoop, thank you for gifting 10 Mountain Miniatures membership. Super appreciate that. Yeah, so I just don't like the people that, to be fair, do some influencers choose to be politer than they normally would because they feel they owe something nice to GW because they got the something for free. That is absolutely a possibility, and honestly, it's human nature, likelihood. But to claim that the influencers are not allowed to say anything negative is complete and utter bullshit. The people that are claiming that are lying, straight up lying. Now my friend group has 7 players from the old world. That's awesome. That's awesome. These are 2 miniatures that I have to paint for member winners. I actually have. I feel like there's. Oh, Alan won a necromancer, so I think I'm going to assemble this for Alan. He wanted a necromancer, so it's 3 of the 5 I got to do this month, and I have to order the other 2. You just ready? That's true. Ooh, you know what? That's a good point. I'm gonna make some quick notes. For those of you who don't know, when I do the streams, people that support the stream financially with super chats and membership gifts, they enter, like, I try to give back to them. I'm gonna make sure I record these for Michael's document. And fate state. There, I want to make sure these all apply to this month's draw. Swoop, what am I doing for you? Oh, I have to order something for you because I have no lizardman. Somebody chatted. I didn't hear the voice pop up. I heard it was very soft. Okay, I'm gonna do something real quick, and may I hear your opinions on Raven Garden 3.0? Absolutely. Give me 1 second. Howdy, Steve. Happy 4 years. How are you doing? I'm doing great, Big Bang. Been a long time. Also, somebody asked me my paint scheme. I'll explain this in a second as well. I'm going to turn on my microphone on the Discord as well. I want to see if that affects the stream audio at all. Has this... Hey, Josh, feel free to join the chat. Has this affected the audio in the stream at all?
I think you're a little ahead. Obviously, the stream is a good 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, so if you're in the... So, James, they should be able to hear you. But if you're in the Discord, you're better... If the audio is currently good, and this hasn't affected the stream audio, you're better off muting the stream.
Mute the stream and just listen to you through this. That's fair enough.
Yeah. Been a busy man, Big Bang? Oh, you got work? Yeah, Josh, not like you actually do work at work. You can join the chat. I'm going to boost your audio, James.
Oh, I've got nothing interesting to say. Don't worry.
No, but it's good to... I actually like when people are in the Discord stream talking to me while I'm talking and working, because it gives me something to keep talking about.
Feels less like work.
Yeah. It's true.
Hey. So I would talk more. I'm eating dinner as well, so don't want to talk with my mouth open.
You're good. So
I'm assuming you mean eat with your mouth open. You can't talk
Yeah.
without your mouth open.
yeah. One of those things.
So my color scheme for my Iron Hands is so ridiculously easy. Primed black. So I always look for... So for those of you that I ever talk about painting with, you should know beforehand that I am not an artist. I am a grunt painter. Get it done for camera. get it on video, done. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, I enjoy it. I actually like getting things done, but everything I do is about cheating, about not painting. So
Yeah.
it's prime black and then airbrush overspray with a very dark metallic. I think it's Vallejo, it might be gunmetal, but it's a very dark metallic. And then I airbrushed Nuln Oil over top of the whole model afterwards, and that's all the black you see. That's it. And then I just do lead belcher on the trim, rivets, bit of an edge highlight on the hoses. Like this took probably 3 minutes to paint. 5 if you include the air walking through the airbrush into this room back and forth. So that's the
Nice.
lighter metals on the gun,
Right.
stuff like that.
Kind of what I did for my foot knights. So I just figured, they've got loads of metal on them, so I can spray them with the iron. What's it called? The Games Workshop one? The iron belcher? Or was it iron something?
Lead belcher or iron warrior.
Lead
The lead
belcher.
belcher's the
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
Well, actually, if you look here, this is a drill dough. Sorry, what are they called? A termite. So this is primed black. It's got that overspray, that very dark metal. It's very, very gentle. It's very, very light. And now I'm putting the lead belcher on all the metals. And this is once I get it all done, I have to do it in stages because there's no way to put it down. You have to like hold it weird spots. Then this will get airbrushed Nuln Oil over the whole thing. In fact, that's how I'm going to do most of the things. You probably see the metallic spray a bit more. See down here, there's almost none of it. And it's like on the top edges. That's just a dark metallic spray through the airbrush. And then once all the metals get put on, the whole thing will get a, like I said, Nuln Oil airbrush wash. I like it through the airbrush so I can control it, keep it nice and smooth.
Nice.
And then
that
I take all the details and stuff like that. This guy got a heavier spray. You can see he's more metallic. He got heavier spray. If your lighting isn't perfect in your airbrush booth, you might not see and put too much on. But I'm gonna be able to fix this with Nuln Oil to get it back to this color. But either way, Iron Hands is gonna be super easy to paint.
My friend, when he does his iron hands, he lead belcher sprays and then he contrasts Black Templar, and it really does just give a very sort of highlight of metal to the edges of the panels. Looks really good.
Nice. How does for this people in the stream? How can you guys hear the people on my Discord talking? And is the audio like audible? Is it good enough?
I think you describe how I paint really, grunt painting. That's kind of like how I like to paint.
Yep. I mean, not a lot of us are artists. Like there are beautiful painting tutorials out there, right? But I'll never be able to do the things that they do.
I'm just
God,
happy
no.
to get it to like a good standard, something I'm happy with, but I don't want to spend hours upon hours doing it. I just want to, I'll use every technique, quote unquote, cheaty technique in the book,
Oh yeah,
just to get something to look good.
there's a reason my Instagram at arm's length painting.
I should be uploading things to my Instagram. I just never get around to it.
You never get any love on there. That's my problem. It's like 2 people go, yeah, that's all right.
I don't know what Instagram is. I also, to be fair, am probably too old to understand most social media things. I accept that. I don't know why I have Instagram. I don't know why I upload in the first place. Other than Dave from Mini Wargaming is always on me to get working on it or upload. To be fair, like almost every follower I got on Instagram is because of Dave. He'll like tag me in something, and that's how I get my followers. I guess I don't upload.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit of
Yeah,
with Instagram as well. I'm a bit,
what's a nice way to say Luddite?
Yeah. It's just like how many social media platforms can I be on and need to use all of them. I barely use Facebook these days as well, but I know our club uses it, Instagram, to like advertise.
I deleted my Facebook. I don't go on there anymore.
That's good for your mental health.
I think well, for several reasons, other than like there's several reasons to not be on there, but my biggest pet peeve of Facebook is I think the wargaming community on Facebook is I hate this word. I don't like using it, but they're toxic as fuck. Like they're just like ultra negative. And don't get me wrong, we need to criticize things that are bad. But if we only ever like if everything is all the worst thing ever, then nothing matters. Like no criticism is real anymore.
That's because negativity sells, though, and everyone feels that way, or everyone shows that.
But they're like, yeah. I definitely have the GW criticism fatigue. It's exhausting me to the point where I'm snapping at.
I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you that it's a good thing to have left it. But I understand why people are like that.
To the point, like, I've been snapping at people, and like there are so many legitimate things to criticize them for, but like the one that gets me the most is GW only cares about money and they don't care about their audience at all, and so just a big corporation that make every decision by that. Like the fact that you're on this channel right now is hard evidence that is not true. Like the old world exists because of a passion for the old world and not a desire to make money, because nobody in the upper echelon thought this was going to make any money, as far as I understand.
Yeah, didn't they in their annual report say high praise for old world, saying like it's their foundation block?
Yeah, apparently it did very well in the annual report.
Yeah. Speaking of Games Workshop drama, have you seen the bat incident?
Okay. No.
They want to build a car park, but they can't because there's a bat there, and they have to deal with the bat first before they can expand. It was in the papers.
Hold on. Bats are scary.
It's a protected species in this country. It's a pipistrelle species.
No, hold on.
There's one of them.
This is where we have to use critical thinking. They may say it's a protected species and they're doing this PC thing, like protect the bat and all that kind of nonsense, but that's just what they're saying. In truth, they're too afraid to go in there, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, that's likely, yeah.
Oh, no, I can 100% guarantee you our building codes. We have lots of, like, they were building stuff up by me recently, and they've had to have bat surveyors come out, people to inspect, like, badger holes, deer crossings, all that kind of stuff. I just thought it was funny because it's just like one or two bats, and I can imagine Games Workshop staff like running around in this like industrial estate trying to capture it, or like running away from it
with a tennis racket trying to chase it out.
Yeah.
I have a super chat from Izzy the War Master. Hi Steve, I have a question for the giveaways. Does Horus Heresy models count for winning? Can it be a character model for? Absolutely. If it's a Games Workshop model, it makes my life easier to be able to get a hold of it. In fact, we're going to do some shopping shortly. We have to order some models. But yeah, no, if it's absolutely. If you want a War Machine model, I will do my best to source it for you and get it for you if you win. I need the picture.
So here's a question. What models you're hoping that GW will release soon for Old World that are replacing or upgrading currently existing quote-unquote models for like characters and stuff like that? Like, truth be told, the dragon, the Wood Elf dragon character sucks. Putting that thing together was a nightmare.
I love it. It's one of my favorite all-time miniatures. So I guess I can't be absolutely fair about this, but why does this not go well?
Those dragons.
So yeah, I love it. You have to pin it, but what models do I want them to replace? None. Not a single model. I want them to, in fact, stop replacing models and just give me new armies. I feel like
I'm one of those types that like kind of goofy old models. I don't mind variations of models. I mean, the new stuff they do now is great. If you had to tell me, right, you need to replace something right now, Skeleton Warriors maybe for Tomb Kings. Or the horses.
I wouldn't bother. I honestly, as we're going at them, honestly, I wouldn't bother. I would only make new armies. Like those new
I'm not too fussed.
Those new characters for Tomb Kings. Don't get me wrong, beautiful. I just don't care about them.
My problem with them, with the updates also, is that they become more complicated to build. I like for example, those old skellies just because they're so easy to build.
The models tend to be, when they redesign them or when they re-release them as well, they tend to be too busy for me. Like, I get you can put all this detail on, but then I have to paint it, and I'm not good at that.
And you got to paint 40 Skelly Warriors on a base or something, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh no. Another
mean,
esoteric reason I like is those old kits. They're very good for conversions. I mean, the like Marauder kits that they re-release, the Skeleton Warriors, all that kind of stuff. Really good to like convert some old stuff.
So in the last year, you don't have to. You don't have to wash these models. These kits, you don't have to. In my opinion, you don't have to. You can if you want to. I've never had a problem with them. So in the last year, I have replaced, built or replaced most of my collection. So I now have every army for Warhammer Fantasy or Warhammer the Old World, except for Demons technically. I built most of them, more than half of them in the last year, and I completely replaced my High Elf army. Almost completely. I kept my Spearmen and my Archers. I enjoyed painting and building all the models from when I was a kid. I don't regret it whatsoever. It was a good thing. But now I don't want a new Wood Elf Dragon. I don't want new Tomb King models to come out. I don't want new Tomb King skeletons to come out. I want a new army. It could be Tomb King like, but give me like the Hordes of Khemri or something like that. Just call it something else. Make it a whole new army, whole new line, whole new rule set. I'm a little bored of the refresh. I want new. Does that make sense? Am I articulating my opinion?
Yeah. The rules are more important for you than model updates necessarily.
Well, it's not just the rules, but that is a fair way of putting it. What I mean is it's the vibes. Is that a fair word to use?
Expanding the universe.
Well, I mean, to a point though. You also want to express ability for new players getting into it, and trust. To be honest with you, like one of my new friends only got into Old World because of Cathay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a brand new army. It's an easy, quote unquote, easier. It is an easier kit to build than a freaking metal model. In a lot of ways, especially for a new player.
Talking about the Sentinel.
Yeah, until he gets to the Sentinel.
Yeah, until they get to the Sentinel, then he's going to have some problems.
Yeah, that was always a talking point, wasn't it? That people don't want to play certain armies because their models are dated. I remember, Tomb King's 8th edition, people were complaining, oh, you've updated these couple of kits, but then everything else, you just got the basic skellies, and we hate that. Loads of people would convert the vampire count skeletons they did with the Tomb King shields.
I remember people being very upset when GW brought back, but basically re-released all the old stuff. When they said that a long time ago, that's exactly what they were going to do. People wanted new armies, which I get. I actually wanted the old armies to get re-released because I couldn't afford them when I was a kid. I was able to get all those armies that I wanted when I was a kid. So everything about the old world was definitely marketed to me. Not specifically, but people like me.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the hell of the last year. But it's ran its course. Now I only want new stuff. I only want new armies. I know we're getting Border Princes and stuff like that, but I want Border Princes to be a whole new army with new plastic kits. No more resin, no more metal. I actually like the bigger scale. I got off camera here, but a bunch of these Bretonians that I got to paint, hand weapon and shield. These are a bigger scale, and at first I didn't like them, but now I do. Like this character here, I'm assuming this little necromancer is a bigger scale than. Actually, here's for scale. I have one of these right here. So put him on the. Well, that's kind of a bad example, I guess. But damn it, never mind. That was a bad example. Maybe this guy's not as big as other things.
Yeah, but he was a strapping knight. You know what I mean? Like strapping knight versus.
Oh yeah, Bretonian nobles are tall anyway.
Yeah, they get all the food, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm in a similar vein that I don't need new models. What I want is them to stop looking at the 8th edition models and going, yeah, that's good. I want them, like for example, if it was the Empire free companies, brain state troops. I hate those 8th edition models. Absolutely loathe them.
For what?
Yeah,
Just-
I do not like those.
8th edition or 7th and 8th edition state troops.
See, I don't mind them.
So I preferred every version. The other version, the other step I've got is the Blackguard Executioner kit. Please just give us the old metals. Those Executioners are the best models Games Workshop has ever made.
I will counterpoint that to the Wood Elf Eternal Guard. To be honest with you, the upgrade from the previous to the newest, the 8th edition version, so much better.
I'm sure there'll be different situations where that applies, but
Yeah.
just I want the Dark Elves re-released and give us everything from 6th edition except the Cold One Knights. Give us the Raptors, not the Godzillas.
Yeah.
The only
I think
thing I
the-
could think of for the Empire, the 7th edition ones they did, the only purpose I found for them was Youngbloods in wartime, because they look like young, sort of unprofessional. I mean, there's some
With no
models in
shoes on.
that unit that have no shoes on, and you're like, this is the Empire, it's supposed to be professional state soldiers.
Yeah.
The old, God, was it 5th edition, 6th edition kit?
Oh,
It's
they were,
much
they
better.
were, mu-
It's
they were so
lovely kit.
multi-part, but it was a lovely kit.
Yeah, wish they kind of like they did with the 40k orcs. They released that new kit, and then they're like, "Oh, and here's the old kit still."
And I can totally understand that. I mean, there are some AOS upgrades to previous kits. Treeman Ancient, for a prime example, I actually kind of preferred the old Treeman Ancient over the AOS version of it.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I did.
I'm on the fence there. Well, I love the Treeman Ancient, the AOS plastic. It's perfect for AOS, but
Yeah.
it's too big for Old World for me.
Yeah, it's just sized weirdly for Old
Yeah.
World.
But then I've got the old metal Durthu in my sort of collection, so I can't really argue.
Yeah.
I own some of the old Empire state troops with the layer kit they released, and they're really good if you actually kit bash them around.
Yeah.
Because you can like, I mean, the newer heads on the older bodies look great. Some of the weapon details, those what was that Empire Forge Rail kit? The was it Man's Blades?
The Blades of Manan, yeah.
Yeah, putting the old State Trooper swords on them just like looks fantastic.
I have some of them in my other room.
Wonder why, Steve? Wonder why?
You know what's held up pretty well is the Glade Guard plastic kit. That kit still
Yeah.
feels great.
So yeah, I made shades for my Dark Elves out of them. I made Dark Riders out of them just to give them. It's the cloaks and the hoods and stuff.
Yeah,
They're lovely for kit bashing as well.
they're awesome for that.
I made 9th age kabuki dancers out of the sort of the grass skirts, the leaf skirts. I used them for that for a 9th age Nippon army.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
That was a fun one to make. Took us all of COVID to do that.
I really want to. I was watching some Warhammer skirmish battle reports the other night. This looks so fun to play because it's kind of like more time for 6th edition, and just the games they were playing on it looks so fun. I think I was watching some guy with his Battalion force he had, and he had the old 5th edition models. There's options for like your knights in there. You can have like a hero on a horse, and you can have the option to like dismount him and then fight in combat and such. And I just don't know if my club will want to give it a go though.
So because I was redoing the studio, last week, I just found my Warhammer skirmish rule set. I've discovered this system. My current setup does not work for my painting, but it is adaptable, so I won't be able to paint. Because my old eyes, I can't get close enough to the miniature. But I will have to do a bunch of assembling today.
Need to get one of those little magnifier things for your desk.
I have magnifying glasses, but that's exactly what I think is the right change. I want to switch to a magnifier, so I can move it around. And yeah, so basically, I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that right now. Go on Amazon and start shopping. Oh, Spoons do.
Shopping stream.
I found like a PDF for like the Warhammer Skirmish and all the online supplements they did for it on the old website they had. And some of the details they go into, like you can use this as like a pre-campaign to like your main battles to like settle grudges and, you know, oh, I had a scouting party come through here, your guys ambushed me, all right, we're gonna have a big old battle now to settle all this. And it looks like there's so much like fun narrative campaign stuff you can do.
You know, that kind of reminds me of boarding actions for 40K, because we used to use that as a jumping off point for some of the narrative stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I love combining different things like that. There was I've just, because I've been reading old Chaos Dwarf stuff for no particular reason. There's an old battle report in an old White Dwarf where they do a main battle, and then they do, if I remember right, it's the White Dwarf and some friends trying to drop this gem into a mountain just so that the Black Dwarf that's in charge of the main army can be killed. And it's like a side game skirmish, but they're going on at the exact same time.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. It looks really fun.
So House of Flavor, I used to have lights that light up my back wall in different colors just to break it up, but I actually had to bring those lights to the studio. So you know what? Now that you said that, I will jump on Amazon and I will order a backdrop to hang on the wall.
We're gonna see you next time with like loads of magnifier lenses on your desk and you're squinting at them.
Just get it. Just do what every other streamer does and get a display sponsorship.
I don't want that.
No, don't actually do that.
All right, House of Flavor. I'm on Amazon. Order a backdrop. You're gonna be the one that picks. You're the one who complained. Do we want bricks? Do we want to be floating in space?
Oh no, you don't want bricks. That'll be like a
like
UK barbershop.
Why don't you just get a green one so you can make it whatever you want and change it?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like me.
Oh, well, like a giant green screen.
Yeah. Put a projector on your roof and just
with loads of faces of Luca behind it.
What if I just order a white sheet to offset this white wall?
No, I think you need to go down the green screen route and just take a video of Luca for 5 minutes looped with him just peering over your shoulder every so often.
Just like looking over my shoulder. That actually would be a good idea. That would be a good loop to do. Somebody else had to have done that by now. That's actually a good idea.
I'm sure
yeah, and occasionally he comes in and out with like different costumes on.
He's walking with a different food in his hand.
Oh, he needs that huge one from the stream where he couldn't possibly. He was a dinosaur, was it? At one point,
chop my
the
face.
big blow up one.
Why has
I think it was Easter Bunny, actually.
Chat just never been helpful? Who said what? Get a Beastmaster poster? I am working, Josh. This is actually working. This is my job.
How nice is it to be able to say that? Genuinely, how nice is it to be able to say that?
I am literally working right now. Oh, the Dark Elf Luca offset Dark Elf Steve. I feel like the backdrops that you can buy online are all green screens.
People like the choice now.
Pretty much they're all for green screen or picture booths.
Yeah, can somebody more intelligent than me tell me what I'm supposed to type to find what I want? Do they hang on the wall to...
Could be wall mural or a wall backdrop.
Actually, I know what it is. I have to add photo backdrop. Now we're getting somewhere. Words, thank you, the worst. The worst. I'm gonna hereby request on behalf of everybody here that you change your name to either worst or so. Just the fact that the is there is very off-putting for me.
No, it's good because then you can say that guy's the worst.
He is
and
the
it sounds
worst.
Like you're insulting
His
them,
name is the worst.
Exactly, and it sounds like you're insulting them, but you're not. You're just describing them. It's such a good joke.
I actually do have a bunch of them house flavor already. Not displayed, sorry. I have a bunch of like posters and stuff, like those big thick wooden ones from Games Workshop used to sell. They're actually I see them from here. Maybe I have to, if I don't find something really quick, I will just order one of them.
It's going to go from a hobby stream to a buying stream to a DIY stream really quickly, isn't it?
There's nothing wrong with that. Still a business write-off.
As long as it's not a destroy it yourself.
That's how big the hammer is for putting up the pictures.
I can spend a whopping $20 and buy a full wood cloth backdrop I can hang on the wall. That'll you know what? I'm gonna buy that and that'll buy me some time until I get around to actually making the back look nice. This is for people like Hossa Flavor who really just keep nagging me about it. Jeez, man, give me a break. And check out. There.
Damn, the Cathay Backs is now 157.
Charles Classier, welcome to the Mountaineers. Joey Jojo. Is your name by chance, or your last name by chance, Junior Shabadoo? That might break some TOS, Josh, but I'm not saying no.
Is there a stream going on, or am I missing something?
Say it again.
Am I missing something? Or is...
There is a stream.
All right.
We are live. All right, Jacob, I saw that you're here. If you want to, do you want to explain what we're going to be doing?
Well, I won't commit to anything on your behalf.
No. I like to hear it again. You understand the plan.
So I may have was listening to the stream again from Thursday because I can't catch Thursdays live, and Steve and Luca were talking in the pregame about maybe wrapping the map campaign into their stream games. And basically I got a hold of Steve and was like, hey, I don't think that would be particularly hard. You might want to consider doing that. And we worked through some of the details of what that might look like. And I think I got Steve around to the point where he's like, I think I'm going to take a pretty serious look at making that happen sooner rather than later, instead of waiting for Luca to have a little more space. I think Steve might have been under the impression that the campaign doc was kind of Luca's baby, which it was Luca's idea, but he doesn't need to wait until Luca has the time to run it. It kind of can run itself.
It's just because like I was in the first campaign and it's a stupid amount of fun. And I was looking for the next evolution for the stream, because I mean the stream, I know most of you have been around for only about a year or so, but we've been doing this for 4 years, and there's been milestones we hit or thresholds we hit where we just do this next thing and it just does so well for the stream, and we do a big growth spurt. In the past it's been Mordheim campaigns and stuff like that. Old World was a massive one, and I think this idea here, turning one of the weekly streams into a campaign stream, which the final product that gets re-uploaded will just be better. It'll be the same battery port but better, so people are gonna love that as it is. But it'll be the next threshold.
It'll have more editing of like, hey, here's a narrative voiceover and here's like cooler graphics, but it won't have you guys dealing with like rolling on charts post game. So some people might like both.
But so I don't know, Jacob, did you ever watch the Mordheim campaigns?
Yeah.
So they did. I think, if I remember correctly, because I did 3 of them, or whatever. I think all of the rolling for like the post game, like the best part about Mordheim is the post game stuff for me anyway, and all that.
You're
stuff.
not wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I recorded much of that stuff. That's right. I'm sorry. I don't think I uploaded much of the recording of that, other than like edited down with art stuff. I plan on doing that again.
Yep. Well, the character upgrade charts for the map campaign document are all based off of the Mordheim charts. We took that as an inspiration, added a few extra options, and changed the things that would work in Mordheim but not in Old World. So it should be very similar.
Saliva works too, Josh. I don't think I have any baking soda in the house.
Well, that's such an old method, isn't it? I don't think people really do that anymore. The old saliva jab.
I do it all the time. I sort of breathe heavily on it.
Yeah, it's moist
Yeah,
enough.
my friends all just use like activator and all this, and I was just like, nah, bit of saliva.
Activators
you
is
even-
never in stock. So don't bother.
Make
you
your
even
models more
walking?
personal.
Are you even a wargamer if you don't have super glue on your tongue at least once a week?
So
Yeah.
Alan Cotton is almost certainly still sleeping, but he gets a little bit of my saliva with this model when he gets it.
Then we can make a Steve clone.
It's part of the charm.
Steves. Then we'll have a
Probably
backup
don't
Steve
recommend this.
for when Josh isn't around.
I'm just currently working on my some more terrain stuff for my club, building like bases for like the woods terrain for the old world. I've been building a bunch of trees with those woodland scenic armatures. Yeah, that's it. A bunch of them and their bushes and that. It's quite fun to do. I have the old Citadel making wargame terrain stuff. So just building it all out of like cardboard, polyfiller painting. It's quite therapeutic.
Do you think Games Workshop, well, they're never going to do it. I don't know why I've been bringing this up, but do you think they should put out those things again? Those
At least make them available online. I know it's kind of weird because I know their studio, they had it on Warhammer TV, them building all these custom terrain pieces and using all the old school methods. But then it's completely vacant in today's like industry because I mean they're selling the product to you, right? But I remember years ago as a kid, like as a teenager as well, our shop, they were constantly making like these amazing boards out of custom terrain. I think they won like internal competitions for them and such, and then donating them away. I mean, they made a Black Hawk Down 40k board at one point,
Really?
and Mines of Moria board when that kit came out, the starter set for Lord of the Rings. And you were just looking at like it looked completely professional. One of the guys who used to work there, I think he worked on like the sets for the Mummy movie.
Wow.
Yeah, so like movie makers, and they've all gone on to do like different things now. But like, yeah, I think we were very lucky at the time just to have all these like custom, awesome terrain sets built in our shop, which like brought people in, and then they just gave them away when they wanted to build new ones.
So I'm gonna get loud for a second because this is right here is the most important tool for any painter to have. See on the screen, and we're gonna use this tool real quick. In fact, I'll just mute my mic.
I've never understood the use of a hairdryer.
Oh,
Never.
they're really. If you've got one available.
I have
great.
too many. I usually just have too many models to paint on the desk. So I
Oh,
can always
for like
switch around.
resin?
Oh, is that what they use? What he's using it for?
Yeah, you so you can bend stuff really easily.
I've
Yeah, I
always
use it to heat up the model so I can reshape or correct, when the model comes in a little warped.
They're quite nice to actually use, like if you want to convert something, or you want to bend something a certain way, like if it's resin, you can by just heating it up as well.
I've
to
always
get
just
different
used
poses.
hot water.
Yeah, that was the old method. I never liked that though because I felt like you could never get it too hot enough. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you risk like melting it or something. I don't know, but
My
always
first
put
Hot
it
iron
water
on.
never
warrior,
really worked for me
my first
because at the
iron
point where
warrior
it was
army
hot enough, I would burn myself.
I'll say I assembled a lot of models, a lot of resin models. My first Iron Warrior army was I used the hot water method, and without fail, it never worked. The hair dryer is just a million times better for working with resin than boiling water. Now, do you remember like the resin coils that came off of las guns when like the new version of the resin las gun came out where They would underslung hold it instead of over the shoulder.
Yep.
And there was a coil. With hot water, I was shaping it inside of a teaspoon to get the right shape. And it probably took me an hour and a half for the first 5. And then I'm like, I'm going to try a hairdryer. And it took seconds. Never, ever go back to boiling water. Hairdryer only. Without fail, it always failed. Is what I tried to say, Sasha, but that wasn't good English, but you're right. Hey, Steve, anything you're hoping to see in the future for Horus Heresy Arcane Journals? They're not going to get Arcane Journals. What is even that? A dryer for overglowing? I have hair. See, when I don't shave my head, my hair goes pretty thick. A Horus Heresy will get the same campaign books that they got in 2nd edition, which is I totally support and like. I think we just there's no point in my opinion in speculating because I just think we all know what we're gonna get. It's gonna be the same. Like the 2nd edition Horus Heresy campaign books were good. But why would they change? Like why would they change format? So we're gonna get a book. Sorry, I'm gonna say we're gonna get like I know. This is what I'm thinking. We're gonna get a campaign book about a particular. I'm gonna assume they already said what the first one is or what it is. But let's say like the first one is the drop site massacre. It'll have rules, some kind of thing, or maybe characters for Salamanders, Raven Guard, Iron Hands, maybe some bombardment rules, something like that. It's just like we've already seen the format. I just don't expect anything different. For Taskforce Law, is it worth buying bayonets? I don't think so, Demon Ace. I don't think so at all. I did, however, just assemble 20 tacticals for my Sons of Horus, and I did give them chain bayonets because I think Mark 6 Sons of Horus with a Mark 6 head and chain bayonets is a badass looking miniature. I'm willing to pay 20 points per squad for that badass looking miniature, knowing that 20 points is a waste.
Really cool.
I wonder if there's an easy way to do Sons of Horus.
What?
An easy paint scheme for them.
Sons of Horus are most Heresy super easy. Like Sons of Horus is one of the easiest for me. I prime black. I take Sons of Horus green. I just bought a bunch because I'm about to do my Sons of Horus army again. I don't have them in this room because my other office is my airbrush office. I'll take dropper bottles and I will take the Sons of Horus Games Workshop paint, put it in the dropper bottle, and then it fills it about halfway up, and I fill the rest of it up with airbrush flow improver, and then I airbrush the Sons of Horus green over the black, and that is almost all I have to do. I do a little bit of it's right here, weirdly enough, Cybright green edge highlight in minimal spots, and I'll put a little bit of Nolan oil in controlled drop spots just for a little bit extra shading. And then the vehicles, I actually have one. I'll go grab one. I'll show you.
Oh, okay, yeah, nice. Oh, I think this okay, that's better.
This is my Sons of Horus. This is just this through an airbrush, obviously thinned way down. And then there's minimal. I don't know if I can zoom in and focus. There's minimal Cybright green highlight, like the bottom of the foot right there, a little around the collar.
Oh,
Minimal.
nice.
And then a little bit of Nolan oil in certain spots. Now, when you get to the big guys, the vehicles, let me move these things around. My method is simple. It's actually I can zoom this. Airbrushed. The same like the Sons of Horus thing. There's controlled wash and like in there, minimal wash, because if you prime black and just go easy with the airbrush, it does most of the work. But there's a bit of a blue shadowing in the bottom. I actually use Night Lord's blue through the airbrush in the bottom just to give that on the tanks. And then sometimes I overspray a little bit see, you kind of see it. This is blue right here on top of the green. It looks good, so I leave it alone. But if I do too much, I just come back down with the Sons of Horus green to blend it back in. This takes only a couple of minutes to paint, and then all the metal, the tracks, I just realized aren't even really done. But I don't even care. The tracks are just one layer of lead belcher. Like I'm all about like lazy painting. I might add some normal oil on the connection points later. I actually might not. I didn't even notice this. I use this in many battery reports. I didn't even notice they weren't even done. Reminder, like, sub, think about joining the channel. Thank you, Shiver. Super appreciate that. Mark Barrio, Steve, how much for me to bribe you into painting up a 40k grot for my upcoming visit? You won't have to ship anything. If you bring me a grot, I will paint you a grot. I'll do it in one night and make sure you have it the next day. If you don't bring me a grot, I will find a grot. But you come do battle report with me or just come hang out with me. Bring your magic cards. Just come hang out with me one evening and then I'll happily paint the miniature for you. I actually like painting. Do you like doing weather in your models? I have, in the other room, I have several bottles of AK's streaking effects and griming effects. My Astra Militarum army for 40k, I use the oil wash method, which makes them dirty enough for me. I really like that. When I do when I get around to my Death Guard, which are not high priority for me at the moment, because this mini Wargaming has a Death Guard army I can use. When I get around to my Death Guard army, I'll definitely do a bunch of streaks and griming effects. But for the most part, like this right here it takes me twice as long to assemble this tank than it does to paint it. And this I can put on stream and do a battle report with. And this is good enough for me. So if I keep them air quote clean, this doesn't take me long, and I get them, like I don't have to worry about it. I move on to the next thing. I get the next army done. I get a bigger army for Sons of Horus. So the one-man operation, well, I know I have a lot of staff, but like I'm me operating this channel, this method gets me a lot of armies, a lot of things to use, works. If you only have one army, if I only had one army, I would take way more time and put more work into these things as a collection or an army I want to put on the shelf. Like my current Horus Heresy Iron Warrior army is actually my second Iron Warrior army. I sold my first one because I wanted to give them all a more grimier look. And I actually, if I had all the time in the world, which I don't, I'm ready to move on to my third Iron Warrior army because now I've learned even more about painting that I can make them even rustier and grimier. I would want to do that, but if I ever get around to that, it means I'm no longer creating streams. And as much as I love painting and collecting armies, I discovered I just love streaming like the battle reports the most. I just really like doing that. So I'm probably not going to do a third Iron Warrior army. I'm going to keep this one. So like in fact, I've painted 4 Iron Warrior armies. I've painted and sold 2 completely separate 40k Iron Warrior armies. And this is my second Iron Warrior Heresy army, which is quite large. And my first one was quite large. I love Iron Warriors, I guess. Steve, if one were to visit Mini Wargaming, what days of the week would be best with the Mountain Miniatures and Mini Wargaming? So, talking about working with Mini Wargaming is up to them. Their schedules are so weird. I don't know. But for me, you tell me when you're going to be here, and I'll make myself available, Spoons.
Unless
so
you
we'll
forget
get the
One at a time.
I was just giving you flack for forgetting when people are coming. Does happen more than once.
I do. I think it happens more often than I remember. I tell everybody to remind me and text me a couple weeks out and then like the week before. But I'm actually very bad at planning for the future. Like I put things on my phone. I record like when I'm about to do something or when I plan on doing something, but without fail every time. I forget and make other plans and do other things. I'm just too. I don't know if ADHD is the right word. I've never been diagnosed, but I'm just too. There's a joke about like object permanence. If it's not directly in front of me, it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
I
name.
do have ADHD, and that happened to me the other day. I was looking for my toolkit. It's like, oh my god, where has it gone? I was looking all over my room, and then I turned around and focused for like a second, and was like, oh, it's right there.
Yeah, I saw a shiver. But see, on the plus side, for me and running my channel and being a YouTuber, whatever issue I currently like, whatever the thing is that makes me forget about all these things in the future, is got to be the exact same thing that allows me to hyper focus. I'm able to paint an army in a weekend. I'm able to sit here and force myself to get, like, I can sit here for 12 hours assembling and painting if I had to. I'm able to just put my head down and do it. It's worked well in every job I've ever had. Like any job I've ever had, I just put my head down to the grindstone and get it done. I like getting things done. Whether they're perfect or not or good, just get it done. Get it done. Get it done.
That's my method for just with you talking about your painting tracks before. I don't paint metal tracks. I paint shades of brown all over the tracks, and then a dry brush of metal, and then I don't have to paint tracks. They just look like they've run through a muddy puddle.
I did that with it does work, yeah. A nice brown. Well, I did brown and then orange blotches and then dry brushed them, and it looked kind of perfect. But when I do my all my iron hands, their base. Do I have one? Do I have an iron hand model over here? Oh, it's over here. So they're gonna go with a deserty base type dusty look. So I'll do all of the tracks. I plan on doing all the tracks today for all my vehicles and get all the metal done, so that after I null them, before I do any highlighting and dry brush, I'm going to take a bunch of, oh no, it's in the other room, a bunch of weathering powders, and I'll mix them with rubbing alcohol, turn them into a paste, and cover all of the drill parts. All the tracks will be covered in it, and then I'll get it off as much as I can. And then once it dries, I'll actually probably have to take a wire toothbrush, or even maybe just a regular toothbrush, and scrape some of it off because it might get a little too thick. I'll try to clean it off as much as I can. But once it dries, it actually dries and looks, it dries hard, like it's solid on there, but it looks dry and dusty. It looks really, really dry, like it looks like actual sand. And then well, damn, I wish I could show you a picture. I'll get it done hopefully by the next hobby stream, and I'll show you guys. But then I'll dry brush over it, and it'll look like it's all grimy in there. That's that. Like all the iron hands are gonna, vehicles will get that for a little bit of a breakup, a dusty, grime track sandy thing.
It looks like what you want, where the muck is settled in the crevices, but it's off the parts that will be constantly in contact.
So I don't have any photos here to show you because all my armies are at the studio, but I have 3 of these termites painted for my Iron Warriors, and the grime is all rust, and I think it looks perfect. I think it's one of the best things I've ever done. If I get a chance to, if I remember, I'll bring it in so I can show you on camera nice and close like this. But it's just like the rubbing alcohol, weathering pigment method, and I think it looks freaking beautiful. I got to go to the studio tomorrow. I'm playing Dale in the morning, so I'll probably bring him back. I gotta make sure to bring a bunch of stuff back because I can't assemble the rest of this guy because I want the weapons to magnetize in the same magnet polarization as the other one, so they can share weapons with the other one I painted. Keep forgetting to bring things home. Oh, I forgot to put, look right here, the knees. I don't know if you can see. There's a little tiny bit that goes in there. And I was kind of assembling this thing through memory because I've already done one. And I forgot there's a little tiny bit that goes in there, and you can't put it in afterwards. So I had to gap fill it with Milliput. Like a professional. Hey dude, you are ADHD? Yeah, maybe, but I've never been diagnosed. So I do have OCD. It's minor. I don't have to take medication for it, thankfully. My dad did. That is probably closer to my issues than anything else, but so far in life, it has not been debilitating. It has only been a pro, as far as I can tell. Later, Josh. Yes, Demon Ace, he got to me last night. Actually, in fact, this is for him. This is for John.
great chatting to you. I'm gonna have to go, guys. Have a good one. Have a good stream.
Later, brother.
Take care, man.
Later.
See you, man.
So what makes the bayonets / chain bayonets a waste of points?
The chain bayonets are 2 points a model, and all they give you is AP 5, which nothing has armor 5. Who cares? And shred 6. So on a 6 to wound, it does 2 damage. But everything
increase
with a
strength,
chain
doesn't do
bayonet
anything like
pretty much
that?
has 1 attack. Or we were talking at the same time. What'd you say?
Well, no, I was asking if it doesn't modify strength or anything as such.
No, nothing. Just AP 5 and shred
Nothing.
6. It's so useless.
Bring him against Mitch. He'll bring his little militiamen when they come out. And
If Corvidae worked for melee, then chain bayonets would be all over my Thousand Suns.
I have the old star kits. The what was the first one? They saying Betrayal Calf, was it? And the next one, the Burning Prospero. I remember just buying them for like, cool kits, conversions, and that. Kind of dumped them at the club, but I was thinking, like, might just paint them up for like club members to use for like bits and bobs. Just completely procrastinating on like what I want to paint them as, because I really like Sons of Horus, but I also really like Thousand Suns and Alpha Legion.
I'm currently loving every. Oh, somebody wanted to talk about Raven Guard. I'm gonna do that in 1 second. I'm currently loving every Legion. How are the Blood Angels in Horus Heresy 3rd edition? Again, I just made a large order to build a Blood Angels army. I'm going all jump pack stuff. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the stream tomorrow. I think will be 2 p.m. tomorrow. I have a game in the morning at 9 a.m. Then I go out to lunch, and then Mitch gets in around 1, and should be ready. We will be ready by 2 for sure. But yeah, Night Lords when? Well, Josh has a large Night Lords army, so I don't have to build a Night Lords army right now. In fact, Josh might just sell it to me. So there's that. Mini Wargaming, Josh. Let me
what's the thoughts on who's playing tomorrow?
Say again?
So what's the thought of you guys playing tomorrow? Army-wise?
I built my army a few days ago in one of the. I think you were there. I'm playing Solar
isn't
Rocks.
it?
Yeah.
That's right. Bad. I forgot it's gonna be a rough one.
It's gonna be. I'm not. There's no way I'm gonna get even half. And I'll be fine. I'll be right enough. But yeah, there's a lot of models I'm getting in my Solar Rocks list. So whoever was asking about Raven Guard, I fought against the the Dark Theories once, and they are they're juicy. I really like Claws right now. But the Raven's Talons, are they even better? Oh, so Raven's Talons are just impact initiative over regular Lightning Claws. But Rending 6+ and Breaching 6+ is, I actually really like it. Especially when you get 5 attacks per model. So jump pack, I think, yeah, the jump pack is a 14-inch move. So their equipment is good. I like their equipment. All shots of them over 18 inches are snapfire. Really good. Really good. Do I care about decapitation?
So
Go ahead.
they've gotten rid of like the 3 different things now. They've just gave them a single one. As in, right? Like,
yeah, they simplified and polished all the legions, and like I've been keeping the Legion bingo thing. I've had somebody complain already about every legion being nerfed into the ground and every legion being overpowered. Like there are plenty of people out there right now just talking about Raven Guard who think Raven Guard are ridiculously overpowered, and a bunch of people think they're nerfed into the ground and unplayable. Like it's just
we're war gamers. We hate change and we loathe everything staying the same.
That's not like perfect. You're right. That is very true. But that's not after the situation. People just see changes, don't understand context, and just say, "Oh, my stuff is no longer good." Oh, and my buddy's stuff, I play him all the time. His stuff's overpowered. More day thing.
You're gonna do.
What?
Are you gonna do like you did on second edition? Your reviews of like what's good and what's bad with each legion.
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, a lot of people have already done it, and a lot of people have already done it without any game experience. So I don't think the community needs another person putting out a bunch of videos about what's good and what's bad without actually experiencing the game. So when I feel like I know the game, and then I've played with and against every legion enough to I feel like I understand it, or I'm able to have enough experience with the game to be able to read and like extrapolate like how this all gonna play out, then I'm happy to put those videos out. But I made like so. I'm hoping to talk about this openly now, but I made a very conscious decision a couple weeks ago, even though Shiver was trying to tell me not to. I decided not to upload any Heresy videos and not add to the confusion, because this is probably the hardest edition of Heresy, any game I've had to learn. It's all coming together now. It's actually, the more I play, the easier it's all coming together. It's actually, a lot of the rulebook isn't that different. It's just worded differently. So it's all coming together. It's all making sense to me. And then I'll be able to review things properly, because first impressions aren't helping the community right now. So me putting out this video, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun watch. I know people want to hear my opinions, but I'm very aware that my opinions, if I'm accurate, it'd be just because of luck. So I want to play the game, know the game, learn the game, play the legions, know the legions, and then make those videos. Now I could we got a lot of views by putting out those first impression videos early and jumped on the bandwagon. But my Heresy channel, I'm not in it for the rage bait, get the views and subscribers up front. I don't want the hate subscriber. I don't want the hate audience. I don't care about them. I'm in it for the long haul. It's a marathon for me, so I'm gonna do things at a pace that makes sense for me and the community. Because full criticism, there are people who are gonna leave the Heresy because it is not easy to. I genuinely at one point thought, I'm not gonna play third edition. This rule book is too much of a chore to read. It almost made me quit the game. I decided I really like my Heresy models. I really like the thing. I got to give it a try. I have to play the game and make sure I understand it before I criticize it. And the more I play it, the more I go, oh, it's not that different. Like the legions are all different for sure. And I think for the most part, all positive changes, all changes I agree with. I can't, like, there was one thing as it stands, well, last week, that I was like, I'm very concerned about with this game. It was aircraft rules. And I was already talking in the Discord about putting a house rule on one particular rule. And they already FAQ'd, they already errated it to do exactly like I was going to house rule it. So there's nothing I'm currently concerned with or worried about with the Horus Heresy right now.
Speaking about the rule book, do you find that it was more of a layout issue similar to the old world, or is it?
No.
Is it because of how the rules were written?
So, to be fair, I want to point out that I'm not here trying to say I know better than everybody. I could not have done a better job. In fact, if I had done either of these rule books, I would have done a much worse job. Now, the old world, the issue I have with its rule book, which was one of the worst rule books I ever saw until I saw this Heresy book, was I didn't like the layout. Things were too spread out all over the place. Heresy doesn't really have that problem. It does. There's a conversation there, but I don't want to get into that. The issue with the Heresy writing is it's somebody. I'm going to be insulting to somebody. Not that I don't care. You need to hear this. You try to act smarter than you were. You repeat yourself over and over again. You use contract wording, which is just confusing. Like there's a few of us talking about blast rules the other day, and overthinking it and overanalyzing it, and like once like 30 minutes of conversation, we're kind of laughing like, okay, we get it. It's pretty basic. It's just the wording is terrible. The language is terrible. The repeating yourself is terrible. And then the talking about steps and contract language is actually terrible. So the writing of the rule book is really bad. The writing of the old world rule book is good. I like the writing. It's clear, it's concise. I know what you're trying to say. I know how to operate everything, but the where to find the rules spread all over the place for the old world, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that's one of the struggles we were running into with my play group, trying to find the rules. I've been using that website that's easier to search and then just look at the page and make sure the wording is correct, compare the website and the book just to make sure it is correct. But that's one of the struggles we were running into, is just finding stuff in the old world.
Yeah, finding stuff. There is a page in that old world rule book where I keep trying to reference, and I know it's there, and I can never find it.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, who's that? Who's here?
It's Josh.
You're supposed to be working.
I know, but I have these fancy glasses that are like act as a phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, 1 second. Everybody chat amongst yourselves. An Amazon order just arrived.
And it goes silent.
Yeah.
Well, I just primed a shit ton of stuff, so need to paint it still.
Any people who play Death Guard 40k here or not?
No, I just think it's you, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm needing another Morty, and because I'm wanting his scythe, I'm wanting silence, so I can do a kit bash with the second Saturnine Praetor I've got. I'm just thinking, I don't want to buy another model just for the scythe.
Nice. All the lights are in, so I'll be able to finish the studio. Tomorrow's going to be a big day for me. We're going to do a battle report in the morning, a 5-hour stream in the afternoon, and then I'm going to set up a bunch of lights.
Ooh. Oh.
Okay, well, seeing as how the painting thing doesn't really work for me until I change one minor thing, I am going to assemble.
What are you assembling?
I'm going to bounce Steve, but I'll follow up with you on questions about the map campaign rules.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'll be around.
Both to make sure that you remember to read them and to answer questions you have.
That's fair. I was going to say I'll definitely read them, but you're right. I'm very forgetful.
So what I heard
All
is
good.
Jacob saying
Okay.
to Steve, there will be an exam.
No. I just know that he forgets things, and so I want to make sure that he can follow through on stuff.
You make it sound like I never get anything done.
No, I know you get 1,000 things done. It's just the difference is sometimes you need to get done the things that you say you're going to do.
I'm very good at well, I guess all humans are very good at doing busy work that isn't necessarily needed to be done.
Mm-hmm. And they're done that.
In the Horus Heresy, can you mix and match your armies? Could you have like,
yep,
oh, these guys are Sons of Horus, and I've got these guys as Thousand Sons?
Yep, I like detachments.
Yeah, I just think I want the best of both worlds, and I'll just paint these guys up as the legions I like.
In fact, I feel like I almost exclusively play that way. Sorry, play against that way. Because Mitch, he can't make a list with only one book.
Oh, fair. I have the old models, so I was thinking of what are they called? The Inducti, are they?
Yeah, we get the rules for them in a few months' time.
Did they say they were going to do the inductee?
Yeah.
I thought that'd be fun to say. Oh, this is why these guys are small, because they were produced really quickly, so they're small scale.
Let's see if I can just ruin everything by breaking my camera.
I am teaching people how to play 3.0. Well, we are teaching each other there, but I've got the biggest grasp of it so far.
What are you
Tomorrow?
What are you running into problem wise?
Probably is the same problem which nearly everybody is, the list building.
New recruit is up and running.
Yeah. Haven't had a proper look at it yet because like just been doing 12-hour shifts at work and then took an early finish today.
So, I guess my biggest criticism of 3.0 is actually list building. It is much ado about nothing. It is a bunch of homework for no reason, and I don't like it. I very much dislike it.
It's a neat concept in terms of how you set up your army, but in practice, it's kind of just a pain in the ass. You can see the vision. But why would you make your game a chore? It's kind of a little shame.
I'm kind of missing a lot of the old missions as well, but you can probably modify them to play them.
Why do you want the old missions? Don't you want new ones?
I miss War of Lies already.
Oh, fair. Okay, fair. I'm not gonna get so. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna stop. I keep trying to do painting. It's just not gonna work. But I can paint not detail painting stuff. Is there a lore appropriate color for graviton weapons? I think all the graviton heads are like a brass color. War of Lies is honestly the best mission they've ever made.
Yeah. First edition, it crippled me a few times.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had games where, like, that's the one thing about second edition War of Lies I missed. So in first edition War of Lies, everybody, the War of Lies that you don't know, there's usually about 6 objectives on the table. At the end of the game, they're worth a random amount of points. And in the first edition, if you rolled D6 at the end of the game for every objective you control, if you rolled like a 6, you got D3 points, or maybe it was 3 points. 4 or 5 was like D3 points. If you rolled a 1, you lost D3 victory points. I've lost so many games by rolling 1s and losing victory points. And then in second edition, they took out the ability to lose points, which is unfortunate because that's I wish that you could still lose points.
The amount of time I lost a game because I rolled 0 for my objectives, and the other person rolled 3 points, and it's like, yeah. But it's the game's close all the way to the end. I don't mind losing that way. To be honest, I've lost many ways. Many ways.
I've never cared about points in second edition. I go for just want to kill. I want to kill things. I'm pretty rabble. I want spite, anger. What can't you enjoy, Matthew?
I've always done better at games when I just decide, yeah, I'm just going to smash and kill instead of doing the points. I feel like when I focus on like doing points or like objectives, I get too blindsided by them and I'll lose another way. But if I just go headstrong in, for some reason I just win.
Break your back method.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what bare bones tactical squads were for. You sit them on the objective and forget about them, while all your killy stuff does the killing.
Well, now I think you got to think a little bit more than that, but I'm okay with that. What's your hope for the Sunday announcement? I didn't know there was one. There's always going to be one. Like, Games Workshop is all about FOMO and fake hype. I don't care. Can I use this mouse?
I'm guessing the Mark II tacticals. No, not the Mark II assault squads.
So Exodus, Headhunters, and Linarans all elite slots. Well, elite slots don't exist anymore. Human Ace.
Here's the hoping that Sunday announcement has the PDFs.
Is the PDF's not out yet?
No, they apologized. I got a thing here.
They like made an announcement that there's a delay.
They say why?
I don't think so.
We know a lot of you are eager to get your hands on the Legacies of the Age of Darkness PDF. We hope to have this with you by the end of July, but there's been a small delay. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten. We're
Oh, okay.
expecting the document to be live next week. Thanks for your patience.
Cool. Oh wait, yeah, there is a lead troop. I'm sorry, Demon Ace. Let me look it up for you. All my PDFs are.
Oh.
What?
Steve, I don't know if it's there for yours, but the Sons of Horus heads have just came in stock, back in stock in the UK. Don't know if it's available for you yet.
I
either.
got no notification, so it's not in the Canadian store yet.
Right.
But after I assemble these Saturn Terminators and I get those heads in stock, then I can paint my Sons of Horus. I was checking for, I forgot already, Demon Ace. What was I checking? Oh, Alpha Legion. So Lernans are elite. Exodus is elite. And what was the other one? Headhunters? Yeah, they're all elite. But like the slots, they're almost meaningless. The slots, no, let me rephrase that. The slots are meaningless. It doesn't matter what they are. You take whatever you want in your army. Steve, your Chaos Store's actual Forge World or recast? I don't know because I bought them secondhand.
How does the Custody stuff look? Or is that not out yet?
It's out. I think Custodian stuff looks like
bare bones.
No, overpowered, cheesy, garbage, bad for the game. I actually don't.
That's
believe
what
that.
happens when you're biased on.
I gotta be careful. I don't actually believe that.
Heard it here first. Custodian's worst army in the game.
I've never Custodians touched me in a bad way in the first edition when they first came out. So I just I don't like them. They were crazy overpowered for a while. And I know they're probably balanced now, but the feelings will never go away. The horrible things they did to me. So the very first game that came out, I actually remember that game pretty vividly, actually. So Mitch brought in Custodians because he had them. I think he had them for. He's in chat. Hold on, let me make you a mod. Oh no. So I remember the game very, very well, and Mitch, to study part of the story is inaccurate. You called me on it. So it was. Am I still live? My thing just crashed.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
So it was It was first. The army just came out. Mitch is playing Custodians. I'm playing Iron Warriors. I have Perturabo. I have my robots. I have all my cheesy shooting. And we're playing Hammer and Anvil. And for some reason, I don't know why, but there wasn't that much train on the table, and there should have been more train on the table, but there wasn't. So I had nothing but clear lines of fire the whole game. So I'm standing on the very back edge of the table. Not very bad, but I'm staying in the short of the table. I'm very far away. I'm just shooting at Mitch as he only has infantry. He's just walking slowly up the field at me, and I'm shooting and shooting and shooting. And he basically split his army into 2 Death Stars. A shield captain was leading one, and Constantine was leading the other. And they had something like 3 up rerollable invulnerables or something dumb like that. My whole army, I think we're probably playing 3,000 points is mission, and we always play 3,000 points. 3,000 points is just shooting turn after turn after turn as he's walking at me. Not a single model killed. Gets into combat and tables everything. That was the bad touch that Mitch gave me back in first edition.
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
Now that was I'm pretty sure that was errated in first edition because everybody knew those 2 characters were just unkillable. I'm pretty sure first edition they fixed it, but like I'll never forget that memory. Like that's forever ingrained into what happened to me and my custodian's experiences.
That's pretty much one of your horror stories to tell the kids around the camp.
But like all my horror stories are wargaming related, so can't complain. But I do.
Do any of you guys use the Geek Gaming Scenics, like scatters, flocks, and that?
I use tons of their stuff.
Yeah, I love their the packs they do. I've just started using it for like my basing as well. Just looks so nice. I saw someone the other day did their Cathayan guys on the Mediterranean basing mix they had. Just looked so nice. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me because I know I can like make all this stuff if I wanted to, but it's just so convenient to buy those little bags.
I'm looking at the Dark Angel question for you, but I find when I use their stuff, not to put down the company, I almost always have to take a metal sifter and sift out the sand. I find their stuff, their pre-mixed stuff, has it's too much filler, way too much ultra cheap sand in it.
Oh, I can imagine that. I use a lot of it for like making terrain stuff, and what I also like is I mean you're also just getting like the dusty effect in there as well, so it kind of acts as like weathering.
But after my last couple of batches of their stuff, I've actually just stopped buying the pre-mixed stuff and started mixing it myself, like making my own combos of basing materials.
Oh, fair.
I can't find the page with those. Where are the paladin rules? Should be on. Okay. So I only liked Hunter of Beast in second edition. So I think it's gonna be the same old, in my opinion, very early. Don't hold me on this because it could change, right? I think Hunter of Beast or Reaper of Hosts is all you want to use. If you're using 5-man squads, go with Reaper of Hosts. If you're going as a bodyguard to Johnson with a 10-man squad, Hunter of Beast. That's my current reading of these rules. What I want to use. Where's the Cathay Dragon, Steve? Comes out when it comes out. probably sooner than y'all expect. Who Heresy talk more Old World talk? No, just play Heresy. I'm just answering questions. If the audience is more concerned with Heresy at the moment, we'll talk Heresy. If they're more concerned with Old World, I'll answer any questions.
I would love to get into Heresy, but I'm more of a Xenos player.
Yeah, Luke is gonna. Well, when he has time, he's gonna. He's gonna write rules to port over these Xenos armies.
It's an incredibly minor thing, but I liked the artwork they did for the Imperial Army. I think it was on the Siege of Terror stuff they did. It's like it's almost Cadian, but it's not. Kind of wish they'd give us some like head options for those, because I'd totally do like a little Imperial Army if that was the case.
Is the Cathay Journal coming for the Citra one? I believe Games Workshop said that was the case.
Yeah, I think it is, because it's got both in there, right?
Both what?
They showed in the reveal. They showed the two journals, the second version of the cafe and the big Cetra War thing, the campaign book.
I believe that Cathay is coming out first. That's my belief.
Sounds like Steve has the journal already.
I can believe things. Guys, I have 3rd edition of the Old World already. Knock it off.
Did you guys play with Yao Ming like as
No.
a proxy already, or was that you just waiting for it?
I was going to, but then I got this inkling. Inkling? Is that a word? I got this feeling that the book is closer than we expect. So why would I bother printing printing one and then come back to it? So if I'm gonna paint a dragon, I only want to do it once.
Did you guys figure out I remember watching a video of yours and you were talking about the shape-shifting stuff.
Yep.
Did you did you find out about that yet, or
find out about what? What do you mean? I have a lot
like
of
how they
conversations.
shapeshift? I know you were talking about, was it the basic dudes, the blood dragons? Yeah, the human nobles, basically with blood dragon in them. I think you were asking if they can like shapeshift into dragons and such.
What I'm understanding is the whole family can transform into dragons, like Min Yao Ying can, and everybody in her bloodline can transform into dragons. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. I was wondering. I just recall you mentioning like wondering if like they could all do that. Anyone, like all their descendants, children that the dragons have and such. The interesting thing about them is they're not like they are dragons, but they're kind of not as well. They're because they're what's her name, the Moon Empress. She's basically the shapeshifter who taught the Dragon Emperor how to do that, and then they had children, so they're kind of like half dragon, half alien thing from the moon, essentially.
Well, Demon Ace just said in chat that Miao Ying and her siblings can transform into dragons, but their descendants cannot.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
My understanding is that it's, I could be completely wrong, that there's like 11 direct descendants from the Moon Empress and the.
They're pretty much the Primarchs. They're just the fantasy Primarchs.
Right, and anybody else, like the shooting guns, they're all descendants of these, like Yao Ming.
Mm.
So their blood's a little thinner, so they can't transform, but they still have the power of the dragon with them, is my understanding.
Yeah. They're an awesome army. I just like, I need to finish off my Tomb Kings after my Bretonnians, and then kind of want to do a little bit of Empire as well.
I just wish the Lord could be on foot. I mean, as much as I think the model's cool for it being on that flying dragon Pegasus thing.
Agreed.
It's just unfortunate that it can get blown off the table pretty easily.
Right, because
What-
you can target him individually, I guess.
What's everybody's opinion? Are we still thinking Tithay's overpowered?
I haven't even played
No.
them. I think the only games
Sure.
I've seen is from like you. They just seem kind of fine.
I think it's just it's not that their whole army is overpowered. It's certain compositions are overpowered, but
Yeah.
overall as an army, I don't think they're overpowered at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's,
I've been
it's a
playing
couple
against-
high-sprung units.
I've been playing against 500 point and 750 point versions of the armies, just simply because we're scaling up for everybody in my group to learn. And I think they struggle a little bit, to be honest with you, just with some of their basic troops.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the only thing I've heard people complaining about are the balloons, like balloon spam.
true. The balloons are overpowered. It's a very apt definition of them. Overpowered and undercosted. They should have less attacks. But the stories people are telling me how they're tabling entire armies it's just not mathematically possible. Like everybody's exaggerating as well, but they are overpowered.
I can see also, like, if you're doing a gun line spam with them where you're taking just a crap ton of their cannons, I can see that being very oppressive as well, especially with the turn one double fire, assuming you don't misfire. Like anything that's big on the table is eliminated turn one.
I find it absolutely baffling. I'm dumbfounded that the tournament community has not made a ruling that the Cannon Thunderquake rule does not stack. Like on my channel, it does not stack. I know rules is written it does, or I have ruled that we are not going to play it that way. It's not the intent. It is too powerful. I cannot believe that's not like common sense across the community.
So I haven't done too much with list tailor with them yet. How many cannons can you take in a 2,000 point game?
3, because rule of 3. So 6 shots. You can turn off everybody's shooting or everybody's movement turn 1.
Right. Yeah.
And that is really, really powerful. In fact, too powerful. Oh. This is why I don't assemble stuff. I'm missing a piece.
What have you done? Oh.
I hate assembly, guys. I hate it so much.
Just posted my stuff I'm working on. I guess, yeah, things you're paying on. Can you post terrain in here? I assume so.
Yeah, you can post whatever you want in it. Well, you can post anything you're painting. You can post any miniatures you're painting in there. I gotta choose my words carefully. It's the internet.
Yeah,
You gotta be careful about using the term. You gotta be careful about using the term miniatures as well, Steve. That can open up a can of worms.
You can paint any of your ward hollies in there.
Just wait for it to dry and then I'll flock it up.
I do spend a lot of time in that part of the Discord just looking at people's pictures.
I do really enjoy making terrain just out of like junk, basically. Our club was complaining that we don't have enough forests for like Lord of the Rings, like Old World, like Age of Sigmar, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, fine, I'm gonna make you loads and loads of trees, more trees than you can handle.
How do you make your trees? What's your method?
So in the past, I've used like wire armatures. I've used like literally grabbing sticks on the floor, and I've gone for walks, baking them in the oven and such. This time I'm using Woodland Scenics armatures, which are like, they're made from a soft, like durable plastic that you can bend in all sorts of ways. All the branches, you can twist them to make different shapes. And then I'm using like a tacky glue they have, and you just kind of put it on the branches and then you dip them in the like clump foliage, and they just look quite nice even that way. Relatively easy to do. Trees have always just been a bit annoying to make scratch built. So this is just like a nice in the middle.
I've been able to find some nice 3D, well, what I think are nice 3D printed trees, and that's what I've been using. But Adam from Greenleaf Terrain does not approve, and he mocks them all the time. But that's because he's a.
I really like the woodland scenic ones. They're quite nice to work with. You get quite a lot of them. They're a decent price. The only thing is, like, you'd need to get flocking stuff on the side.
Played 9 gyros in my first Cathay game and just won. It was a tough game. The dwarf player used scouting rangers as well. Yeah, I think my favorite way of playing the dwarves is engineering. What's it called? The expeditionary force.
Expeditionary force. Yeah, that's
And,
that's
yeah,
pretty fun.
It just got a lot better.
Yeah, I've got 6 gyrocopters sitting in boxes still. I got to assemble.
I've only played against them once, but I remember the gyrocopters is like really, they do a lot of damage. Have you guys played river battles, like board cut in half by a river?
Yes, we have, and in fact, we should again. There's a weird little thing about you asked Luke about this, I'll back this up. We have a couple of sets of river terrain, and they keep going missing. But like they always turn up. They're always in a weird spot. We keep looking for them and trying to put them in battle reports, but they're just always gone.
Never there when you want them, and then when you don't want them, they're suddenly around.
If you ever need some Steve, let me know. I've got the was it Gale Force 9 rivers.
That's the one. That's the ones we have. Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever need to borrow, let me know.
We have the water set and the black sludge set.
Did they? I guess they count as dangerous terrain.
Probably.
I mean, technically, terrain can be whatever you want, really.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
terrain rules have never been Games Workshop's strong suit.
I want to make some, and I want to play a game where we count it as dangerous terrain. But I was wondering if that would be too restrictive, like it might break the system.
No.
Because the way you'd want to cross, I'd make some bridges, right? So you can cross through this. Or if you want to risk it, you could go through the water.
Somebody's army is going to get screwed over because of it, but who cares? Like, you're not going for a tournament balanced game when you put that kind of terrain down, right? I love that kind of stuff.
Just something fun, you know?
Shadow Jefferson has to go playable hero.
Another one I want to do is we recently went to a car boot sale and someone was selling the old Warhammer fantasy walls, the plastic kit they did.
Yeah.
So we picked that up really cheap and it's great. But then I had the idea, okay, not necessarily a siege, but what if we make a destroyed castle wall, like a number of them? You put the walls up on halfway up the board, and you play attacker and defender, and the defender like has to fight you like against the breach, and the attacker can like push into the city and such.
I played that mission in old War. What's it called? Total War.
Yeah, something like that. Just get fighting into the city. I don't think anyone's tried playing Siege in Old World, trying to converse it.
Because Jacob, like, I hope there's a Siege mission pack somewhere in one of your things. We will definitely add a Siege to the stream with this campaign stuff we're about to do. We have to get some walls. No, I actually have the old walls. I can dig them out. I know where they are, actually. But, like, one of the greatest... Oh, just a second, guys. It's Jackson.
Oh, my back. I can definitely tell I'm getting old. I literally got out of bed the other day and stretched and hurt my back.
Ooh, that sucks.
Been there.
Yeah, and the last few days I just, can't, move a certain way.
I swear to God, my warranty ran out after I turned 40.
Yeah.
When I was
So you guys are talking about
21
all that
years
now.
old, when I was 21 years old, I got into a really bad car accident. I broke my back in a bunch of spots. Spent 10 years having operations, and pretty okay now. But I spent the back half of my 20s and my early 30s on morphine and oxycodone.
Oh yeah, strong stuff.
So you got your government mandated back pain out early, is what I'm hearing.
That had okay. I'll make some jokes, but I'm good now because I was told by the time I was 40 I'd be in a wheelchair and won't be able to walk. And like I'm 40, I'm gonna turn 44 this year. I'm fine. Like it aches every now and then. I take ibuprofen. That's it. Like I'm fine. Like I'm good. But my joke for years was I don't have to save for retirement. My retirement plan is gonna be how my back hurts. But now I have this.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know people got that old, Steve.
Yeah.
Careful now.
Predate time. I'm not even that old. There are probably a third of the audience right now that is older than me and half at least my age. Shut up, Demon Ace.
I'm older than you, Steve.
I know you are, by like 1,000 years. Wait, aren't I older than you?
No, I'm older than you.
Oh, fair. Oh, yeah, that's true. Chair of Despair. Hounds of Horus. I'm going to put your name in the draw for the end of the month. Welcome to the channel, my dude. Actually, I like that name. How'd you get it? Oh, hilarious, guys. So those of you who've seen in last Saturday's stream, the Heresy stream, where we had these widgets printed up for the Heresy, like pinned and stunned and all that kind of stuff. Well, they're actually now in the mini Wargaming Forge web store. You can go buy them. But if you're having trouble finding them, they are labeled the Moon Wolf Misunderstanding tokens.
How long does it take for them to get like printed and sorted?
A day?
Right.
Some million years,
Cool.
damn.
How did they get that name? Is there a story behind that?
Okay, yes. So, back in the beginning of 2nd edition, Horus Heresy, we did a long stream. We're just goofing around. And we decided we were going to fund a long story. This is some old channel lore. We're going to fund our own live action movie, and we cast everybody, and we figured the budget and what we would need to get. But we knew Games Workshop wouldn't allow us to use the Horus Heresy name, so we had to come up with our own name with the Moon Wolf Misunderstanding. Because the name evolved. It was a few different iterations. Because Horus Lupercal became the Moon Wolf, and then he wasn't really the bad guy. Yeah, Moon Wolf. Sasha was there. Man, Sasha, you've been around forever. Yeah, so what we're going to call the Lupercal Kerfuffle. That's true. Which my hero prefers. Fair.
I think I remember this. But I'm so old, my memory's bad.
Oh, dude.
I remember watching you guys play, was it Dark Vengeance, the RPG?
We played some of that.
Yeah, that looked really fun.
Which one's Dark Vengeance?
Is it the 40k one? I remember you like a spooky child was like hunting you down or something like that.
Wait, is it like a video game or D&D?
It was an RPG. You're playing that. Is it Dark? I can't remember. Dark Heresy, it might be.
Dark Heresy, yeah.
Mm. I don't know why, but I remember playing Alien Isolation.
I never got around to
video
playing
game.
that. I heard only good things about it.
I played that. It was fun, but my friend told me to play on the maximum difficulty, and me knowing no better, I did. And got to the end and was like, oh, I'm supposed to be able to use a map and I'm supposed to be crafting in this game and all this, and I can't do that in this difficulty.
I had to play it with the lights on, curtains on, because it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that alien learns your behavior as well, doesn't it? Like it know if you keep doing the same old like hiding tactics. Even with the flamethrower, like eventually it will just be like, no, I don't care, and just like charge you anyway.
So when I get caught up on my Heresy painting, because I'm pretty much done for the old world, other than when new things come out. When I get caught up on the Heresy painting, these streams are no longer going to be hobby streams. I'm just going to do video games, and feel free to join me and play whatever I'm playing when I move over to that. I am greatly looking forward to it. I miss playing video games. We were playing a lot of Darktide for a while on this channel with the community. I had a blast.
I really enjoy the new the Arbite class. That was a lot of fun.
I haven't even had a chance to try them.
There was just something early on with Darktide that I just couldn't get into it. I found it very draining to play. Like I'd play a match and I'd feel like I need a rest afterwards. But I think they've done a lot of progress now, and I don't feel that anymore.
I liked it because I didn't have to think. I was just able to put my head down and do.
Oh yeah, just shoot stuff.
Sometimes
look very satisfying with the judge.
I'm not a very smart person. I'm also not very good at video games.
I think you'd love the Arbites. Just the shotguns are so much fun.
The ogre and the psyker are my favorite.
Yeah, I liked playing the psycho when they have the psychic dagger things, the spot like the needles. And you just like fire them at people.
But I can get behind anything. Yeah, sorry, Flammable Hero. I actually do. I do feel bad about that. There are a few things in my life that I feel bad about, but that is one of them. I was supposed to play Flammable Hero with some Vermintide. But you know what, Flammable Hero? I don't think I like Vermintide. I used to love Vermintide. But because of Darktide, I no longer like Vermintide. It's everything I want Vermintide to be. Vermintide feels a little too slow, a little too clunky for me.
There's something about Vermintide. It was the same for Left 4 Dead as well. It's all too samey because you just keep playing the same map over and over and over again, and like that's fine if you like it. There's something about Darktide where I don't really care about that as much. I guess because it's like a hive city, and you might just be doing, it kind of all blends together.
Get it? I don't want to agree, but I.
Yeah, I guess because like in Vermintide, I was like, oh, I've done this mission already. I've done this little story thing.
If I'm going to be
like,
absolutely
I don't need to do it again.
Fair though, there's a good chance that Vermintide is just too hard for me. Like
I might give it another go. Maybe
being good at Vermintide is a lot harder than being good at Darktide. Darktide is kind of mindless.
Yeah, it's just. I think that's why I enjoy it though. It's just things blow up in front of you, limbs go flying.
Yeah.
Dog pounces on enemy. You get to do Judge Dredd memes in it.
I think like I know I'm not good at like I'm never gonna be a top tier video gamer. It's not gonna happen. But I can look competent enough in Darktide where it's not that annoying to watch. Whereas in Vermintide, I feel like I'm sorry guys, I'm not helping at all.
I'm not a big like FPS player these days. I like like more sort of tabletop oriented games. Stuff like even like map painters as they call them, like EU4.
Sure.
Crusader Kings, all that kind of stuff.
I lost my 2 months to Quake and then Counter-Strike.
Yeah, definitely as a kid, all that kind of stuff.
Did any of you try the Space Hulk Deathwing?
Yes, very briefly. But I think at that point it kind of like it died off.
I liked using the flamer and like the flame, just the glare you got on the screen.
I don't know, the game always kind of had an issue with it because it feels like you're wearing sheet metal rather than Terminator armor. You got little piddly guns that will shoot you 3 times, and then it starts to damage your armor right off the bat. And they're just shooting auto guns. It's like even on the easier difficulties, you're just too soft.
It's like somebody else is using Lucas dice.
Yeah, there's not a lot of shooter games that are newly coming out, FPSs that are really, and I'll say capture my attention, just to not generalize, but it seems like a lot of shooters now, FPS and stuff like that, aren't capturing the same market. It's just a lot of, like, to call it the big names, Call of Duty and Battlefield. The best of the series is behind us at the moment.
So, let me know what you think about this. There was a time where I was tired of everything being remade. It's kind of getting boring. But now, I just want remakes. I want a modern, updated, refreshed, new graphics, redone game of Final Fantasy VI. I loved Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2. Remake those games. Now I actually want remakes.
It depends how they do the remake, because if it's a good remake, like true to the classic, and it's just tighten up the controls and making the visual improvements, stuff like that, fantastic.
I really love all of the Resident Evil remakes. So Resident Evil 3, I enjoyed my first playthrough. I've played all the remakes multiple times. I can't replay Resident Evil 3 remake. It actually is kind of bad. But the Silent Hill 2 remake that came out a couple of years ago, I mean, it was too long. They should have cut some of it out, but it was really, really, really freaking good. So if they do things like that, Vegas 2, what a game. I love that game, Composite Armor. I love that game.
I'd love them to remake New Vegas 2. Well, New Vegas 2. Well, New Vegas.
Okay, so a year and a half ago, I told a story before. I was like, I need to play a game. I'm kind of bored. I need a new game to play. Went to Matt, give me a recommendation. He recommended I play New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas. So I created my character. I went through the tutorial right away. Anybody who's played this game will understand this. The first person you talk to outside that old dude in the cabin is this chick who's like, "Hey, we need to kill some rats or lizards or something. Come with me, and we'll do that." That's the very first thing, like the tutorial quest, and she runs off, and then she goes over a little sand dune. I lost her. I couldn't find her. I lost that game in tutorial. I had to stop playing. I turned it off and never went back to it.
Sounds like you should get a job with IGN.
I failed that tutorial. She ran away and I couldn't find her.
Maybe like Hello Kitty Island Adventure is more up your alley, you know?
You know that's a real game? So Josh from Mini
really?
Wargaming.
I thought okay.
So Josh from Mini Wargaming was I was talking to his. I'm gonna tell Josh a story, and he can tell it one better than me. But I'm gonna tell his story. He's talking with his wife about something, and whatever. She can't do something because she's got a video game to play, and it's Hello Kitty Island Adventure. And Josh was like, "Okay, ha 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 ha. I saw that episode too. Knock it off." He's like, "No, I'm really playing this game." And apparently, they actually made a game, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, after that South Park episode, and Josh's wife was playing it. She had no idea it was a South Park joke. It became a real game this year. There you go, David Ace.
I think the interesting thing for New Vegas is, like, even if you failed that little tutorial, you don't actually even need to do that tutorial. The game, like, has planned for you to go different ways and do different things.
Yeah, but I was given a task and I was unable to complete it, and I couldn't handle it.
I think if you went back to it again, see, the thing with New Vegas is it's like, it's a dated game now. Even when it came out, the engine was kind of dated. What makes New Vegas like really good is adding a few mods here and there, but I mean, by its standard, it's very The gunplay is kind of clunky, but you're not really playing that kind of game for the gunplay.
So I did when that Fallout show came on Amazon, I did buy Fallout 4 and I played for a couple of hours. And it was fine. It was good enough. It wasn't bad at all. I think if I had played it when it came out, I would have enjoyed it more. It just felt dated. And now, now I'm at the point where I just and only want games that remind me of my childhood, but updated with modern graphics and things.
I've played a lot on New Vegas, and I've modded it to the point that it's pretty much like a modern, kind of like as Fallout 4 was in terms of like guns and such. I don't try to like overdo it. You know, you got people who've got like 400 mods or something silly. Try to just make it like a New Vegas plus in a way. But you're kind of playing those games mainly just like RPG vibe story.
True, Sasha. I don't do well with failure. I don't think I'm actually a narcissist, but I do fit a lot of the mold.
I am looking forward to the new Fallout season that they're.
Same.
I don't know when it's out.
Same.
Like, I mean, I like my Fallout lore, and the shows weren't exactly, you know, 100% lore accurate, whatever. I mean, they're just fun and cheesy. I played a bit of Fallout. Was it Fallout 76, the online one? I mean, that was okay.
But like the TV shows, they're never gonna be.
No, I don't know. I think there was just a few issues people had, and I was kind of like, you know, yeah, as a New Vegas guy, I don't like what they're doing there, but you know, whatever. I'm always going to have those games, so.
As a guy who doesn't know the lore, because I didn't play the games, it was entertaining enough for me, and I liked the universe. But and I'm gonna upset some people. Before I say what show I'm talking about, I'm gonna just talk about how I feel, so people get too emotional. There's a show that I know the lore. I did not think the season was good. I didn't think it was great by any means, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't unwatchable. There were a few annoying things, but I watched the entire season 1 of Lord of the Rings Amazon show. I did not think it was the worst thing ever. I never got around to watching season 2, but
season 2, in my opinion, is a lot better. But season 1 to me has just been laying the framework for what they plan on doing with the whole season.
Hold on, Flammable Hero. When you put it that way, that sounds really bad, but fine. Wait, what were you saying? Somebody was mocking Lord of the Rings?
I never watched it. I kind of like, you know, I saw some of the stuff for it, and I saw like people ragging on it. I was like, I don't know if I want to waste my time watching, especially, you know, I was suspect of Amazon, you know, the Amazonification on the setting. I was like, oh, whatever. You know, I prefer, you know, the films are good. Didn't like The Hobbit all that much. But if you liked it, you know, I'm fairly indifferent.
Well, I guess it's fair that I don't enjoy it. Like, I actually think the Lord of the Rings the novels are terrible. I don't like.
Right, them. Okay, we're gonna bring Steve out the back right now.
But like, there's a certain, I don't like all the singing, and I also think like the Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings. I also think the Game of Thrones novels are terrible. Like, I think George R.R. Martin's a terrible writer. I think he's a good storyteller, and I think Tolkien is a good storyteller as well. I think these are both good storytellers, but I think they're bad writers.
He invokes a very old way of writing, I think, and myth making and storytelling that doesn't translate to like what probably we want these days.
Well, I remember it was as a
builders. Kid. If I didn't know you were illiterate, I would unsubscribe right now for what you just said.
I know. It's so offensive to so many people.
You don't like the book because you can't read. I get it.
So the similarity I don't mind, actually, bitch, because the way it's written makes that works for my weird brain.
Tolkien was a very like lore enthusiast, wasn't
he? Yes, the Fertile Puppet. I actually just caught that, and I'm gonna choose not to let it bother me because I threw away my bits already, and I'm gonna move on. But yes, Infernal Puppet, I 100% caught that. You love the singing, Jacob? Oh my god! Don't get me wrong. I love musicals. You guys have no idea how much I love musicals. I love musicals. I don't care. I like what I like, but I can't stand it in a book.
It's very old school, the way he's writing. I mean, Tolkien was very obsessed with medieval mythology and incorporating all that into his book. If anything, he just gets a pass from me, even if I'm like not into the singing all that.
Well, again, I want to say, like, storytelling. Oh my god, it's so good. But like, I'm no book critic. Like, I'm barely literate.
I've never really read George R. R. Martin stuff. Don't know. It's a bit too grim for me.
So when I remember when HBO first had season 1 of Game of Thrones, I watched a few minutes, like, I don't think this is for me, and never finished it. When it was all over, I tried again. I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like this. I'm gonna try reading the books. So I bought the first one, and it was kind of familiar. And I started reading. I got like a fourth of the way through. Like, oh, I tried to read this years ago. No, this is not. I don't like this book. It's written like a teen novel.
It's very done in the mind of like, I want to make a grim and realistic, quote unquote, medieval setting, you know?
Yeah, but it felt like an overly, well, again, why you guys aren't coming to me for like, it felt like some 17-year-old kid wrote that he's trying to be over,
like edgy.
Yeah, over edgy.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
Oh no, those books. What's that TV show on Netflix? The Last Kingdom. Those books are good.
Yeah, I heard Martin's a fan of that show as well. And they did the adaptation for it. I know, like, he made a comment. What was it, the last season of Game of Thrones? He made a comment saying, "Oh, he's actually watching the that show instead."
I love that show. Really, it's one of my all-time favorite TV shows.
That was Cornwall, I think. Bernard Cornwall, The Last Kingdom.
I think so, yes.
Oh, I need to get all the undersides of these bases painted because I realise I've used white foam, so be all glaring white underneath.
I'm not going to do that, Flammable Hero. Knock it off. And next stream, we're going to do a Les Mis watch along. Y'all better be there. Followed by 12 hours of ABBA.
Oh, dear God, no, please.
You will be
I
there.
kind of forgot how in-depth Lord of the Rings mythology is. Like,
it's so good.
There's so much of it that I kind of didn't realize there was. I remember just like looking up some like lore videos on YouTube. I was like, damn, there's like so much content here, you know.
Can't see anything I'm doing. I'm happy to do it this way. Look, people.
I've been wanting to get back into Lord of the Rings game.
The game?
Like the tabletop.
So my thing. Okay, well, one, I want to be clear. I think the Lord of the Rings game is probably the best miniature game rule set that ever existed. Actually, I'm not joking. I think it is the best. It's so good. I will no longer allow myself to play anything that I don't cover because there's too much time investment in it. I don't want to get stuck into like painting and collecting Lord of the Rings stuff, or I'm not doing battery because this is my job. I have to make sure I have this balance happen. And the models are so small that I can't record it. I can't live stream it.
Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting. It was the first.
Yes, Flammable Hero.
I remember as a kid, like watching the movies, and then like the third one came out, and I was like, "Oh, damn, those Gondorian soldiers look really cool. I wish Games Workshop would make models of them." And then I literally went to the shop, and they actually had them. It was like a dream come true.
For me,
And I
it was
started,
the Swan Knights. Well, because I could never do a Bretonian Knight when I was a kid. I didn't have the painting skills. I'm like, you know what? I think I can buy the Swan Knights. What are they called? The Knights of
Knights
Honor?
of Dal Amroth or something.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, them. And then I was like, yeah, I'll just do them and paint them up as my knight army. And then the Forge World came out with those dwarfs, the goat riders and the chariots and like those. I love those models to death.
I have the old Minas Tirith thing they released, that terrain piece. Like, again, donated to our club. Really fun piece of kit. Remember, like, bringing it down into the shop and we played Caesars with it.
Oh, yeah?
The models I really like about the Middle Earth one is the ring bearers, where they've actually done them in clear plastic.
Sure.
Yeah, those were cool.
Now, a Tyranid Lictor like that would be quite cool as well.
I think a lot of those old sculpts they did, I think they were done by like the Perry twins before they like left the company.
Yeah. You could tell.
I didn't realize till recently they did. They had like cameos and all sorts on the Lord of the Rings movies.
Do they?
Yeah, the Perry twins specifically were Rohirrim riders in the Battle of Pelennor Fields.
Yeah, and Alessio Cavatore was with them as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it the bit with the I'm not a great Lord of the Rings. It's the bit with the third one, isn't it? Where you got the Rohan against the
Manakil and such.
That's it. Yeah. They're in that very briefly, is it the miniature? They're sculpted dead on the base of the miniature, aren't they?
Yeah.
There
was like some interesting connections between like Weta Workshop working on the films and Games Workshop, and I think Peter Jackson was like checking out all the models the Perry twins were making at the time, and they made him that little Hobbit figure, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they sculpted him a whole range of World War One 54mm miniatures for Gallipoli.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they after the film they made like a separate arrangement, and they sculpted him. I don't know the deal with it. He's really into World War One, and Gallipoli obviously for people that fought from that part of the world. And yes, they sculpted a whole range of miniatures just for him.
For those of you in the chat are asking questions, whatever, it's very easy for me to miss them. So if you Mountain Miniatures before you type, I'll see it. I'll be able to see it at the corner of my eye and respond.
I was always a bit sad they never made. I mean, they made them true scale, didn't they? The 28mm historical scale, and not to the size of like Warhammer stuff. I think we were always told when I was younger that was to stop us mixing Lord of the Rings stuff with like 40K and all that.
That was always my understanding.
And we weren't allowed to like convert them and all this.
About a year ago, I met John Stallard, who obviously he runs Warlord Games now, and I was chatting to him about his time at Workshop, and he said you'd be surprised how much of the staff are actually sculpted into a lot of the like earlier miniatures. So there'd be like a running joke that they'd like sculpt someone's face into a miniature.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff went on. That whole culture is just like very fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it was just pretty much boys and their toys back then.
Miniatures were better when they were sculpted by people instead of computers.
I agree, Steve. 100%.
I mean, that's partly why I like the old models, because it's got like handwork in it, the old metal sculpt. You can see like the details. Really fun to put contrast on as well, funnily enough. I have that old, the old patriarch gene stealer, the fat one on the throne, and I took some like contrast to it, and I was like, wow, this is really good because this is like how much like grooves and ridges there are in it. I thought it was kind of ironic.
The problem is as well, and obviously there's nothing wrong with the new sculpts. Like they are objectively good.
Yep.
But in like my mind, it's like comparing like a brand new electric car to like a classic Jaguar. Like the Jaguar is slower and less economical, but I think the thing as well, from my understanding, a lot of the miniatures are, quite a few of them are sculpted by committee. So like someone's doing the faces, someone's doing. It's not necessarily all the miniatures now are like sculpted by one person. Apparently,
I'm sorry, but there is no way I can believe that after looking at the Desolators that came over 40K. There's no way a committee let that get through. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the missile launcher guys with the belt-fed missile.
Yeah.
There's no way.
The way they used to sculpt, they were sculpting within the scope of what they could do with their machinery, which made them work in a way that it's simplicity, but like making it look good. Kind of like in the way, this is off the path, I suppose, but with like Warcraft, when they were like limiting themselves to like only certain polygons and model creation and terrain making for their game, they had to be a lot more creative with like the worlds they're designing, which in the end are more memorable than what they do these days, I find, with their like all the stuff they can do now, which when I had to look at it's just like it's too much detail. And I find that's the case with like a lot of the older stuff. Like it's simple, but it's sculpted a lot nicer, I think.
You do a bunch of comments. I just pointed out that the Bernard Cornwell also wrote the Sharp's Rifle books. No way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's true, I am now gonna find anybody in Canada know where I can watch Sharp's Rifles. I am now gonna watch it because I was always gonna get to it, but I like The Last Kingdom so much that I have to give the show a try now, and I might even try the books.
So, Steve, I would say the books are really good. The TV show, I think most of it's on YouTube. It is budget 1990s British TV.
Yeah. So, okay. No offense to you, Brett.
So to manage your expectations,
your TV isn't good.
No,
it's not. Hold on. Actually, that's not true. There's one show that you guys have. It's called Strike Back. The first 4 seasons are amazing. I like that show.
If you watch it, it is good though. The Sharp series is good. Just don't expect like. I mean, they'll be like, oh, the French are attacking. There's like 20 extras. Yeah, there's like 20. Yeah.
I get it.
But the books are fantastic, and I think you can. I mean, if you go into most charity shops in the UK, I don't know. Obviously, probably not the same in Canada. You'll be able to find like Sharp DVD box set for like £5 every single one.
Nice.
It's very.
Do you use a Kindle or an e-reader?
No. So I paint so much that I don't have time for books anymore. Basically, the last 10 years of my life, since working for Mini Wargaming, this is bad. I don't think I finished a book since I went to work for Mini Wargaming.
You've read the rulebooks, you're fine.
Yeah.
Good enough.
So had to drop quick a bit there. Did you ever cover the Raven Guard? Yeah, I think Raven Guard looked really good. I fought against what are they called? The Raven Dark Furies? Dark Furies. They tear up units, but at least they die. Their reaction is really powerful. Their Legion rule is really powerful. I think we're going to see a lot of Raven Guard armies, and I am going to start. I had a Raven Guard army for Heresy. I sold it years ago. I'm going to do another one. So yeah, I think I have found a very interesting way of playing every Legion. I think I am going to own them all, but I found an interesting way to start all of them. I think. Have you used a lot of Goblin Wolf Riders? I'm curious on how good they actually are. Okay. Canadian Ham. So they always cost me the game. They're so bad, but like they almost are good. So if you take Goblin Wolf Riders with
Yeah, quiet.
Did we lose Steve?
When I tap my mic,
I was.
How long
There
was
we
I
go.
muted? What was the last thing I said?
If you take Goblin Warfighters, and that was it.
Oh no, that's the whole thing. All right,
Yeah,
Wolf
you said
Riders.
if you take Goblin Warfighters, and that was it.
When I tap the mic, it cuts out. There's an on-off switch on top. That's okay. Goblin Wolf Riders. Every time I use them, they cost me the game. They're not good. I love them to death. And I try to put them in every one of my lists, but they're always the first thing to get cut. I've tried the Death Star of 20 Goblin Wolf Riders with a bunch of characters, and it actually has won me a game once, but more often than not, it's cost me the game. So no, Goblin Wolf Riders don't have a lot of competitive value, but they have a lot of fun value.
I really like the miniatures for them, but yeah, whenever I've tried to use them, like the ones with short bows, if you don't move them, like they just charge because you get within 18, the charge range is 19, then you end up just charging into the enemy on Impetuous.
Yeah, sorry,
there
was one thing I said about that, but I cut my mic off. For a while, a good tactic was Wolf Riders with bows and having the thinking hat in the squad, so they don't have to have Impetuous. And now they're a really good bunker for your wizard because they have reserve move. So your wizard can move, do a bunch of wizardy things, and then move again, which was really good pre the magic nerf. I don't know if you need that anymore, but it's still an option.
Yeah, because I've tried to run like a unit of them, like 15 with a Goblin War Boss with the headbutting hat and Porco's pig sticker, and I'm like, and the Banner of Butchery. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a really cool unit. It's gonna like hit really hard, and then like it kills like 2 zombies, and then it runs away and it's dead.
I have the exact same experience. They're never getting anything done, but you think that they can. So they are one of my favorite. Like I have 20 Goblin Wolf Riders with spears, like ready to fight in combat, and they never do anything. But I will try them again. I will keep them in the rotation because I do love them, and I do love that how consistently they fail me.
They're an optimistic unit. Yeah. The Wolf Chariots, though, Joe, I've had quite a good fun with the Wolf Chariots. Like 3 of them, just like they're people like look at the miniatures and go, oh, they're not going to do anything, but they're pretty good. I think they're pretty can pack a bit of a punch.
With that one spell, I can't remember which one it is. It's in Lore of War. I think it's Evil Sun Shining. Allowing the impact to get AP1. Huge.
Yeah, because I've even ran them where I've had a Goblin War Boss on a chariot with is it the Battle Axe of the Last Great War with like the D6 attacks or something? That's pretty horrible unit. Obviously, it inevitably does die, and then you've just like given away a load of points. But it is quite fun.
Everything's gonna die in the game.
Yeah.
This is how you know what you do first.
Yeah, it reminds me of a way I was trying to think Field Skelly Horseman, actually.
Skeleton Horsemen are still going to be better as Skeleton Archer Horsemen because they have reserve move.
Yeah, I was thinking of like a gimmick of like, could I put a Lich Priest with some Skellies? And then I can't remember how exactly I was going to do it. Either they could reserve move or they could ambush or something, or give them something that would allow them to move really quickly up the board, and then use that guy to summon like scorpions and such. But I think it'd work on something clunky with.
I just don't think
I don't think he's technically the same because they're open order, aren't they? And I think the way he would join it, so the way he join it would negate some of that.
No, he can join. They're the same unit type. They can join my skirmish.
Okay. Yeah. There was something I remember reading that I couldn't do with them, but I wanted
I just know it's a tactic they don't need. They're undead. Don't have to. I'm gonna keep. It sounds so bad when I rag on them. They don't have to use tactics. They can just stand there and be a better miniature than you. They don't have to do the shenanigans other armies have to do to play the game. Your wizard can do that with the reserve move Skeleton Horseman, or he can stand in the line with the rest of the stuff and kill you from back there.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like my friend plays Vampire Count, so since Old World's come out, I've done probably like 40 games against the vampire counts. And you with that army, you can just mess up massively. Like in any other army, it'd be game over. But with them, it's like, yeah, well, yeah, you've charged me in the flank, cool, whatever. You charge me in the rear, yeah, no problem. It's just, yeah, they're cool army. I do like seeing them on the table, and they are quite. My friend, he's not a really competitive player, so like, it is still, you can beat them occasionally, but they are, Steve's right. They don't play the same game, do they? The vampire counts.
So I just don't think that there actually is a way to make undead. I don't think there's a way to. Okay. This is a similar problem knights have in 40k and stuff like that. I think they can only ever be overpowered or underpowered.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true. 8th edition of vampire counts were fine. They were perfectly balanced, I thought.
I think for me, it's the blood knights. The blood knights coming back. It's so easy to bring them back. So
that's not the intent.
I've took them down to like one blood knight. So there's one left. I'm like, oh, okay, and it's like, yeah, they're all back. There you go.
It's negative game experiences. It feel bad moments. Like I don't like every decision I made in the game. If it doesn't pan out, that's fine. If you fail, that's fine. If everything you try to do doesn't work because you failed or the dice didn't go your way or something happened, that's fine. But if everything you do in your turn that was successful, your opponent in his command phase goes, I'm going to do a bunch of stuff that you can't do anything about, and I'm going to undo all that. That's a negative game experience. Don't negate my entire turn.
Yeah, and that's why I stand by that. Invocation of Heck, it should be a spell because at least there's a potential risk to doing it.
Yes.
And I'd be happy with the way it was in 6th edition, where you can choose to cast it on a low value and just bring back some zombies. But if you want to go mad and cast it on a high value, you can bring back crazy stuff. I'm happy with that. Like I'm happy for them to bring back crazy stuff, but it's just zero interaction. It's like leadership check, done. There you go.
Leadership check is re-rollable. Like now that regen is back on crumbling, the fact that the banner does everything it does is over the top. Now, here's the thing, and Luke and I talked about this a lot on streams, and I'll say it again here. There's not one thing that the undead, Tomb Kings or Vampire Counts that have that's like so greatly overpowered. That's the problem. Every one of the rules is kind of fine. Like it's not that bad, but the fact is they have 30 of them. If something goes wrong, they have 29 more things to back up on. They have way too many bonuses and no downsides. So if you get through one or two of their things, they still have 37 more to get through. Like it's like, okay, we reroll all leadership checks. We use leadership checks to bring models back. We use this banner to take less crumbling because we don't run away. We only crumble. But then when it's time to crumble, we never actually crumble. And now we regen the crumbles. Like any one of those things isn't that bad, but that's 4 things. And this is why
they have too many special rules to too many perks to negate their debuff, essentially.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. They have too many perks. Not one of them is the problem. It's the fact that there's 30 of them.
Yeah, I remember playing against Vampire Counts, and it's like, okay, so your big thing is crumbling, but you have all this stupid stuff here that negates your crumbling, and even by like free crumbling, it's like, well, it's significant sometimes.
And the thing that actually gets me the most is, well, while most undead players are pretty reasonable about these days, like, yeah, you're right, there's a lot. Every now and then there's somebody in the comments going like, oh, come on, they're underpowered, more powerful. I'm like, you're an idiot. I can't stand that. It drives me bananas.
You get a lot of, especially in my club, like Math Hammer players, Crunchy players, they'll tool into the undead Vampire Counts.
Well, we saw a lot of tournament players bandwagon jump right into them.
Yeah, I just thought it was ridiculous when I looked at it. So Vampire Counts, they barely have any flammable in their units.
Yeah,
the Tomb Kings do.
So Vampire Counts were they needed one more pass. At one point, Tomb Kings were the same. That's all. Vampire Counts they decided they're not going to be part of the game.
Yeah, which in a way made them stronger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And seem to get stronger, like with the way they've done regeneration now.
I'm sure as well. Zombies are better than they were in like 6th edition. I'm sure zombies used to be like weapon skill 1, initiative 0.
Yeah.
Or
Also,
whatever it
they used to
was.
have a rule way back in the day where if they failed a leadership check, they would just all crumble and get removed from play. Now, you bring a 60-point unit and you dominate the table because of it.
Well, we played a game just after the 1.5 dropped, and I bought 21 Empire Greatswords with a captain in them, and ended up charging into a block of like 40 zombies. And literally, they spent the whole game in melee with them, the whole game, because no matter how many I killed, they just kept coming back.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the game, they basically took them down to 2 dudes. I kept passing checks and all that, even though they were like outnumbered and all that. I think I got a double 1 on like the last check. So, but literally, they just, because with that extra rank of attacks, they're really good now. Zombies. They just eventually they'll drag you down, which is I suppose thematic. That's how
and to be fair, I want to point out this is like these problems. They're on the vampire count community to solve, because you don't have to bring a Mortis engine, but you keep doing it. You don't have to bring zombies, but you keep doing it. You don't have to bring Blood Knights, but you keep doing it. You can bring Vargeist, but you won't. You can bring ghouls, but you won't. Like, you have a lot of unit options in that book, and you use like less than a third of them. So if nobody wants to play against you, and you're playing that stuff every time, that's on you.
Yeah, I love them. I love the Tomb Kings. I want to do a Tomb Kings army at some point. I love the Van. I'm really some of my favourite factions. But yeah, I think you're right. It's not one specific thing. It's just
not one specific
combination of everything, just little by little.
Yep.
And there's things like, I don't really want to moan about zombies, because you're right. Thematically, zombies, you're outnumbered. You should eventually wear the unit down. But if how the game works, if you can tie up key units for the whole game, like bat swarms, you can just basically bog down. But it is extremely, whilst it is thematic, it is also extremely powerful, because you're just locking people. You just get stuck. Basically,
I have never had to survive a zombie apocalypse. I want to make clear about that. Just don't misunderstand me. But I kind of feel like if I was shoulder to shoulder with 30 other dudes, and we're only fighting like 20 or 30 zombies, shoulder to shoulder, we're gonna do fine. We're gonna blow right through them, not get stuck there for 7 days.
The actual guy in my club, he asked me the question the other day. He said, like, why take zombies for anything when skellies are just better at everything? And I was like, oh, well, skellies, like, zombies are good tar pits, and with the way we match players now, you can have, I guess they can score stuff as well, because they're cool. Harassment units. And he was like, yeah, but my skellies can kind of do that. And I said, yeah, but you might want to spend other points in other areas.
Don't help
not
him.
Just on basic skellies.
Don't spread the sickness.
But some people don't get an old world about, because it depends what gaming system they've come from. But my friend who plays Vampire Counts, he'd never played Fantasy, and he'd come from like Bolt Action and 40k, where every unit has to have a damage output, essentially, pretty much.
Like,
especially if you're playing Bolt Action, every unit needs to have a damage output. And he was complaining because he'd bring some direwolves, and by turn 2, they've all been shot off the board. He'd go, oh, they're rubbish. I'm not going to take them anymore because they always just die. And I said, yeah, but that's the point. Because whilst I'm shooting them, I'm not shooting all your good stuff. I said, that's literally the point of them. They're not there to get the points back. They're there just to annoy me. So I either ignore them or, do you know what I mean? And he was like, oh, I didn't think of it like that. I was like, yeah, that's like the old world. That's like how it is. Like, you don't have to take all the best stuff. Like, some of the stuff you take might be rubbish just to be annoying.
The most common
the guy I
discussion
played,
the most common discussion I have in post game with people that are not that experienced with miniature wargaming is they'll say something like, I don't like this unit, didn't do a whole lot for me. Exactly like what you're saying right there. I'm like, dude, you have no idea how much work that unit did. Like, yeah, it killed nothing and died. But like it, 1 second, my camera just died. What did I say? It did nothing and died, but like it dictated a lot of my decisions. It did so much work.
Yeah, there's so many examples of this unit that's it might not do anything in combat, but because it's putting pressure elsewhere, it's causing everything else to change. And just the amount of people who seem to just not realize how much a cheap or useless unit can actually affect the board state and decisions made is just amazing to me.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think dire walls are amazing. I played a game with my exiles against some vampire counts. 2 units of 8, I think, dire walls with their. They get reserve move, don't they? And then they get like to move up extra. And he did the magic that lets you move even further. And by his turn 1, his dire walls were like 9 inches away from my backline archers, and I had to spend everything to try and kill them. Got him down to like 1 model. Next turn, he basically resurrected most of them back, and then charged the archers.
Stephen A. asking, is Mark of Nurgle good in the old world? So Mark of Nurgle is a feel bad mechanic, because let's say I'm bringing Mark of Nurgle. It's a really powerful rule, and I'm gonna forget to tell you to reroll your 6s, and then I'm gonna feel bad. That's all. No,
it's really
good.
bad for me with my peasants.
Yeah, it's not overpowered. I think it's a good rule.
I found out the hard way in a game that I could basically only wound him on a 5.
Yeah.
On my peasant dudes, and it's like basically only 1/6 chance.
I was playing a game. It was basically a version of Mark of Nurgle. It was Warhammer Quest a couple weekends ago, and my buddy Kyle built a character accidentally because you can't control how he got these upgrades. But basically, he could only be wounded on a critical hit of 6, which meant, and he had a thing where any 6s to hit had to be rerolled. Good old Games Workshop rules, or old Warhammer old rules. Always Nurgle or undead related that break things. Like the old 40k undead Nurgle, everything was shrouded, and the 2-up Jinx save on the Nurgle Demon Princes. It's always the edgy things, the Nurgle demons and the undead stuff that want to break the core rules of the game and cause all these overpowered combos. Or
I think Chaos is like the one group that never really got nerfed through every edition, which is kind of thematic for the way the game went. They just got more powerful until the world blew up.
There had to be an edition where they were bad. I can't think of it, but there had to be.
Chaos Warriors of Chaos. I always remember them just being like a great army. Like you wouldn't really ever go wrong with them.
I'm staying quiet especially with the Nurgle comments.
Yeah, we're gonna get our pitchforks out. Find the closest Nurgle guy.
All you Nurgle players can get over it. You're basically undead players.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing with the undead. They have like, they're supposed to have a big debuff to their no leadership gimmick, but then they have loads of things to negate that debuff. I think if they got rid of that and just made crumbling more serious, I'd say a lot stronger would be a big help. Kind of like the way they did it in Total War. The way like they kind of lost leadership like everyone else, but you'd crumble a lot more if you didn't have your main general in range or something.
Well, the way they did it, it's kind of interesting because they're not exactly tanky. They just throw a lot of bodies on the field. Yeah, and the leadership. I mean, the general's leadership doesn't really do as much there. Of course, if the Lord dies, then yeah, it affects a lot. But outside that, it's hey, I got mortis engines here, corpse guards, I should say, and you want to stack these. Hey, here's +10, defense with the regen, and all right, now I'm using these units to flank. It functions the same way, but if you can get them crumbling, man, they win way quick. At least they did.
Yeah, I think even like in Total War, if you get them to like 25%, maybe like higher, the whole army just like collapses on the field. Definitely make sometimes when like in the mechanic, like when the armies would completely break, they wouldn't really fight to the last man. So with undead, the whole army would just crumble on the spot like a wave. It would just all collapse, even if the general wasn't dead.
Yeah, it takes you by surprise. Like I remember the first time when I used to play the Warhammer Total War games. Like I remember the first time I was like, "Oh, I'm going to lose this battle. I'm going to lose it," and then suddenly it's like, "Poof! No, they're all gone. There you go. I won."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if that would just be a feel bad moment for undead, but definitely make crumbling a lot more severe.
Yeah, and more. I personally think more stuff should be flammable. I get it, like the wet stuff, but more stuff should be flammable. And I just think Invocation the Hex should be a spell. You should be able to counter it. You should be able to try and dispel it. I think that would make a huge. I mean, we've been meaning to like play test it, like do a few games doing it as a spell and see what difference it makes.
So
I'd get rid of a lot of like this guy makes these units indomitable, whatever. I know there's that gimmick of like corpse carts with the BSB and all that, and I definitely get rid of those things.
I wouldn't do that
Either
at
have
all.
it.
I wouldn't get rid of anything or change any of the rules. I would ride out the edition with it as it is. But I would increase the point cross across the board for everything in that book about 25%.
Yeah,
I know
that's a fair way
very
to go about it.
heavy-handed, but
I just thought it was ridiculous when I was like looking at my Tomb King stuff. I was like, okay, loads of things here have flammable. That makes sense. It's a way to stop me doing my regens. And then I started looking at the legacy vampire stuff, and I was like, what do you mean? Like nothing here has like flammable other than like vampires. They're just Tomb Kings but better.
Well, I want to do a Tomb King's army, and I started playing around with like lists because I want to do one for this this new journal for the Settra's Invasion. I think it'd be fun. And I started playing on the list, and I was like, I actually had to like self-nerf myself because I was like, they've got so many like arcane items and magic items that can just stack essentially regeneration and bringing reads back. I was like, that just won't be fun to play against. Do you know what I mean? Because I think there's some like quite nasty combos you could do that just would be like, basically, there's no point taking any models off the board. I mean, let's just go. I'm not going to take a casualty off. I can't remember exactly what they were, but it was something like you can bring back like D3 extra, and then you can restore wounds here, and you don't even have to be a wizard, and you have this item or something like that. I'm sure you guys know it better than me, but yeah, it seemed quite oppressive.
I love like undead stuff. I started the game. First thing I ever bought at the hobby as a kid was the old undead chariot.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just all made out of bones and such. Love playing undead. As a kid, I tried playing vampire counts. My problem is like I'm a bad vampire undead player. I like just taking all the basic stuff because I like skelly warriors. They look cool, but they're just not good. Again, when I was a kid, I didn't have the money to buy blister packs of like Tomb Guard and such. I'd take loads of crap units and they would just die, and I didn't know really how to do the magic and all that kind of stuff. I feel like these days I still like to play them thematically. I love my big silly blocks of Tomb King skellies. Nothing really too overpowered, I guess. I wouldn't spam loads of like vampires.
what about the rumors that there's going to be basically a way of playing a vampire and border prince? Is that at all interesting to you?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if that's really real though. I saw like a guy showing these leaks, and one of them was what was it? Famir with Tomb Guard in them, and then random chaos units and chaos lords can use necromancy.
The Night at the Museum. That did turn out to be hype. So that it was going to be like Warhammer, but Night at the Museum.
Yeah, I was like, what on earth is this? Like, there's no way this is a thing.
But then someone did leak on this. If you go on the Old World Discord, someone did leak on there about they reckon they work in manufacturing and Games Workshop, and they reckon that they were making the molds for a vampire and a necromancer. But again, you don't know what's real or not.
Yeah, I've on that Old World Discord, I've known like their rumors have been quite reliable, but I don't know. I'd definitely like the idea of like border princes. Talia as well, Istilia. They could do stuff like that.
It's very likely that those rumors are going to start drying up because all of the out of house playtesters are out of the loop. Now that Games Workshop has considered The old world, an official game. All playtesting is gonna be brought back in house.
I know you're not very eager for this, Steve, but I'd love if they brought back the Dogs of Wars, the mercenary units.
Oh no, I've been like championing that for months, for longer than that actually.
Oh really? I think I was just going back to something you said.
No, I actually
with,
felt
like,
bad because I was like not putting out rumors, but kept talking about like we're gonna get Dogs of War. This makes sense. It's coming, and then all of a sudden, oh, we get Border Princes. We actually are getting Dogs of War.
Yeah, I'd love. Again, as a kid, I couldn't afford any of that stuff. I'd
Exactly.
constantly look through the catalog, made to order bits, all that stuff. I was
So
like,
let me go grab some.
The full plated pikemen and all that just looks so good.
Oh, the Alcanti fellow and the Rico's Republican Guard.
Yeah, there's a few units, wasn't there? The crossbowmen with the shields, all that kind of stuff.
Basanios, Basanios Besiegers or something. The Pavisas.
Yeah.
I know there's a delay for you guys.
They had some of the Birdmen.
Oh yeah, the Birdmen of Catrasa.
I got some Marksman of Miragolano in my hand, inbox. This is from Stormbolter. I can't wait to start building a Dogs of War army. I don't know if I have time, but I'm going to make time. I don't want to build another metal army, but I'm going to because I didn't have this as a kid, and I love them.
Oh yeah, they're so nice.
Do you remember the hotline, our phone number you used to be able to call or email? So I remember first reading the rules for Dogs of War, and basically you're allowed to use anything you want in your army. You can just bring in the Marksman Miragolano in your dwarf army.
Yeah.
I remember like I was playing dwarves back. Well, sorry, I thought I was playing. I was a kid. I thought I was playing dwarves back then. Like I emailed or called. I can't remember which one. Hey, can I bring a wizard from Dogs of War in my dwarf army? And like, absolutely. And then I had a follow-up question. Like, I called back. Can it be level 4? Like, it was just so game breaking to me that all of a sudden we can do whatever we want in our armies. That's the norm these days.
Yeah, I'd love like if they did all that stuff again. Just because you could just then make like little Tilia, Estilia, Border Prince factions and add, big chunky unit of pikemen in with like an exiles list maybe, or lots of fun stuff you could do.
Ruglo's Armored Orcs, I missed those.
Were they the crossbow ones?
Mm-hmm.
Halfling Hotpot, you say?
Yeah, that was cool.
I love this thing. I bought this. I found this, I think on eBay. Ended up for the Warhammer Armies Project. Good times.
Yeah, it's crazy just like how good that model range was for Dogs of War. And then it just puffed.
To be fair, was it, or did we just love it as a kid?
I even look at them today and just think they're great. Just the models they made for them.
I can just tell that they're small. They're like the old school scale. I don't. I'm gonna do Dogs of War army. I prefer a Border Prince's army. I have to. I can't not do it. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not overly interested in buying all those metal models and assembling them and painting.
Oh, I wouldn't mind. I just know it'll be very heavy to carry around. Love to do like the expedition to like the Lustria stuff they did.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be very fun. There's something cool about like full-plated crossbowmen, full-plated pikemen.
Let me
I'll
reach
probably
out to the
get
Wisdom of
burned
the
at the
Masses.
stake for this, but I'd love them to bring back Nagash.
Who uses this glue? In Games Workshop, this plastic glue. And tell me how you are able to use this glue time after time without having to burn the tip every time.
Yeah, I don't. I use the army painter one these days. I don't even bother with
every
the.
day I have to do this.
I know people use that like really thin stuff, the Tamiya. I don't bother with that though.
So that brings up a question I got, because I was looking into it yesterday out of curiosity. Why use plastic glue over super glue or vice versa?
I don't know.
What is it? Or
Well, I mean, I think I got a pretty good idea what glue is, but more of a why would you want to use a plastic glue versus a super glue or any other
right,
option?
I couldn't misunderstood you there.
So I'll explain why I do, and I'm going to assume this is the answer. So I keep these two glues with me at all times: Gorilla Glue and plastic glue. Gorilla Glue is very strong when I want to put models on the bases. I do my bases, complete them, finish them, and then put the model on afterwards. So like I did with this guy, base is done before I glue the model on it. So Gorilla Glue is great for that. Gorilla Glue is a very strong glue. I love Gorilla Glue. It's my thing. But when I'm assembling things, Gorilla Glue is also thick. You get too much of it everywhere. This tiny little straw puts the glue just where I need it to be. That's why I like this for assembling. But if I'm going to do resin models or metal models, you have to use this stuff, but they don't get assembled the same way. Like you're not going to get a resin model. You see the screen where it's two flat pieces that have to go together like this. This only happens with the plastic, so you don't need, like, the resin models are always a peg into something, same as the metal models, so you can use that thicker glue. But otherwise, modern plastics, I use plastic glue because of the thin, tiny straw.
It depends on your philosophy as well. If you ever, I know a lot of people will now use super glue for plastics if they ever want to go back in the future and remove an arm or a weapon or redo it, and if they don't want to magnetize, or if you're a converter and you want to change things up, good to just use super glue. But if you're not bothered, like plastic glue is fine.
So all my Space Marines for 40k when I still had that army, like Dark Angels and stuff, only super glue, because every edition had to rip off arms.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, see, that's kind of why I'm asking, because I'm looking to put together some Saturnine Terminators. And I was seeing that, okay, super glue is a little less permanent, which is great, but there's also the option of magnetizing, which I have no idea how much of a pain in the ass that would be.
I've already done it. It's doable.
All right, so you can go down the rabbit hole of magnetization, and that will lead you to madness. There's just some things you just don't need to magnetize all the time. If you get to the point that you're magnetizing individual arms and hands and such for different weapon loadouts.
So okay. This is funny. This is super on topic to what I'm doing right now. I'm assembling Saturnine right now. So my Saturnine that I assembled for my Iron Warriors, I magnetized, because the arms for the Saturnine are cut off at the elbow, and then the power fist and the weapons go onto the elbow. So I magnetized them so I can swap between the disintegrators, the plasma, and the power fist. And I can have any kind of combo I want. Now I'm doing 6 more right now for my Sons of Horus, and I'm going to glue the weapons on because I know exactly what I want them to play as. But I'm going to glue, this is funny that we're talking about, this is way too topical, what I'm doing. I'm going to use Gorilla Glue in a very tiny amount. If I ever want to change my mind on this squad, I can rip them off and then magnetize.
Yeah. It's sometimes you can give yourself too much choice, and sometimes you might not want to actually do all that stuff anyway. If it's for like little things, like I don't know, you want to doing it for your tanks, fine, or like a nice, or things that you have very little off is cool, but I wouldn't bother doing it for like mass infantry or big units.
I'm kind of done with magnetizing. I don't really magnetize things anymore. I did with my Saturnine because I did not know how the game was playing. Nothing made sense to me. Like, I don't know how to assemble these. I'll just magnetize the squad. Otherwise, I stopped magnetizing. Like, even I did a Tau army for 40k a couple years ago. I did not magnetize my guns. I just did the ones I wanted.
Yeah, I think that's the easier way to go. I magnetized some custody stuff.
So the funny thing about these new plastic Derrideos, the top turret just snaps in. The weapons have the undercarriage weapons and the big weapons have already magnet holes like sculpted into them. Like Games Workshop 100%, no doubt about it. design this plastic kit to be magnetized. I don't care. I glue it together anyway.
They've been doing
don't
that for a
appreciate
lot of
the
their
energy.
kits now, knowing that you want to do different loadouts. So they'll design them in a way that you can either easily remove the weapon to put something new in there, or put like a magnet in there.
So isn't this not more evidence that Games Workshop doesn't care only about the bottom dollar?
Yeah, I think people give them a lot of like slack.
No, I'm
for
worried
things
that we've gotten, well, for me, the community's gotten to a point where I can't take any criticism seriously anymore because the sky is always falling. Everything's always the worst case thing all the time. No, nothing is true. You've lost
So the real
credibility.
reason they did that is to save that quarter of a penny on the plastic cost for every model they make.
Yeah, that's exactly. Son of a bitch. You know what? Actually,
I mean, Games Workshop has a profit sharing scheme with its employees, so you can't grind them into the dirt that much. I
don't know how
suppose.
that works. I have no idea how that would work. How does profit sharing work in the UK?
I mean, was it last time they gave out 20 million to their staff as bonuses?
That's all cool if they have 5 employees. How many do they have? Do they have 40 million employees?
Few thousand in it. I mean, the only thing I
that's a
would
big
say,
number.
Without being, I mean, they do really good bonuses, but their wages are pretty rubbish. So it's just kind of bridging that.
Optically, it looks like from an outsider's perspective, and I have no information about this. Obviously, it looks like it appears as if they don't pay them well. Everybody leaves eventually, but everyone wants to be back there.
Their hourly rate is good, but it's the hours which is the issue. Like nearly every retail job, and I do remember my friend getting during COVID when he never actually even entered the shop for nearly a year, and he got a $5,000 bonus.
So this may sound bad, but when I was thinking about GW employees, I actually wasn't thinking about the store people. I almost feel like that's a separate entity from GW in my head.
Oh, the head office wages are pretty. They're not great compared to other similar jobs. Do you know what I mean?
Well, when I think of GW, I'm talking about the in-house playtesters, the rules writers, the sculptors, the managers, the production team. That's weirdly the stores are separate in my head. I'm not saying that's the right thing to think. That's just the way it is in my head. Like this, the GW retailers are almost like, I know they're part of Games Workshop, but like franchisees to me. I don't know.
Yeah. I like not a lot. They're very generous with their bonus, and it is they gave out really good bonuses, but it might probably for a lot of people it's probably bridging the gap a little bit when you look at salaries they pay, especially like in manufacturing and stuff. There's probably other companies nearby that pay better as a flat offer.
Sure. Well, that's the thing.
But there's a lot of people that 50% off. Think how much money if you're into the hobby, think how much money you're saving if it's all stuff you're going to buy anyway, and you're getting 50% off.
So everybody who's ever worked at Mini Wargaming, not everybody, I think for the most part, everybody's ever come to Mini Wargaming has taken a bit of a pay cut to take the job, because it is a studio in Welland, Ontario. You know about Welland, Ontario? It is literally in between a canal. Like it's a nothing. There's no jobs there. It's not a big money area by any means. So to work in this type of industry over at Mini Wargaming at the time, you're gonna take a bit of a hit. But everybody was happy to do it to work for Mini Wargaming. And I assume there's a bit of that. Like the staff at Games Workshop,
it's
Games
kind of
Workshop fans, are miniature wargaming fans.
Yeah, money's not everything.
Exactly.
Having a job you enjoy, they've got a lot to say for it.
That not everybody's gonna agree with that. And I understand that and respect that, but I agree. Like I can't believe how blessed I am to be able to do what I'm doing.
I can say from experience, I've absolutely taken a job where I got paid less for, but I was able to interact with something I enjoyed a hell of a lot more. And it definitely makes the work a lot easier to complete.
I definitely found it insightful listening to like what Peachy said. He worked at GW.
What did he say
about like his time in there? He said, it was good. Again, stuff you kind of mentioned, but then you occasionally get the arsehole sort of manager.
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, it's a privilege to work here."
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah, kind of like making it seem like your job's not a job. You're here playing with minis,
No, you're still
trying to
it's still a
guilt
job.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, Demon
Oh,
A,
that
so
happens
you're right.
anywhere.
Money does make things go easier. I just have this like problems are always gonna. You're right. Money does make things easier, but problems are always gonna be there. And like we've seen this time and time again that people who win the lottery end up back in the same lifestyle eventually. There's decisions like sorry, this doesn't actually upset people. That's not what I mean. Like like some of us overspend, some of us underspend. Like I'll throw Michael under the bus for this because he knows we make fun of this all the time. Michael, he likes to work 1,000 hours. He wants more and more work, more money, but won't spend a dime. He puts it in the bank and saves it and saves it and saves it and saves it. That's his thing, not me. I spend every dime I get the second I get it, and I'll let Canada Pension worry about my retirement. It's not going to happen. Well, yeah, we're all different, but money does make things easier for sure. But I discovered that if you're not stressing yourself out for 40 hours, but you have less money, that's a way better lifestyle for me. That's what worked for me. I can't complain. But again, I know how lucky I am.
Sounds like Michael's just a dwarf. Hoard his gold and grumble.
Yeah. But I also
remember
what?
Peachy talking about, was it Man o' War, the sailing board game they did, like the ship battles?
Yep, Man o' War.
Yeah. Was it the one that came after that? The one they did the most recently?
Oh,
I'm talking like 10 years ago.
Yeah, there was two technically.
I can't remember what it was called.
It was Man o' War. That was the newest one.
Was it Man o' War? Oh, okay. Well, Peachy was talking about like how that basically didn't sell very well.
True.
And they had like a meeting up in like Nottingham about it, and they made a video. This like really horrible manager made a video of them destroying all the extra copies of Man of War that they had for them to all watch it getting destroyed and burned and all that, saying that like essentially just saying it's your fault you didn't sell enough copies. That was during like the dark days of what I'd call Games Workshop.
Well, they're assholes everywhere.
Yeah. That's
every big. I remember working for a large supermarket, and they had an overtime ban, and some people had paid out overtime, and they took everyone on a call and literally made them on the call delete everyone's overtime and go, right, you got to go and tell all those staff why you're not paying them the overtime. There's like a big corp. The thing is, Games Workshop's got so big now. It's not, if you think about everyone that works there, not all of them are going to be wargamers. There's just going to be people that are like, I work in accounting in Games Workshop because I'm qualified in accounting and I couldn't care less about the miniatures. I'm just here to do a job because I'm an accountant. It's bigger. It's bigger than some of its parts.
Dreadfleet. That was it. Dreadfleet.
Yes, sorry, you're right. Who asked me how long? Carol asked how many hours I work in a day. I don't keep track because I'm working right now. I like to make sure that I put in 8 hours of work a day minimum. I often do more than that, and I bet I probably do less sometimes. But for the most part, I work constantly because painting is work. Preparing for the stream is work. What most people do to relax from work and decompress from the day and as their hobby, I get to do as my day job. So in actuality, I feel like I don't work. I feel like, so I left mini wargaming officially. This is weird. Okay, so I stopped recording for mini wargaming a little over a year ago. And I really feel like I feel like I've been on a year-long vacation. Sometimes I'm exhausted from all the painting, like the painting the Cathay, getting that done in time. That was a big like hustle up period that kind of stressed me a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. But for the most part, I feel like I've been not working for the last year. But even when 3 hours back, shut up, Michael or Adam. But even when I was working for mini wargaming, most of there are days where you have to go in there and work. that was very rare. Stuff you have to get done isn't always work. So so even when I was working for Mini Wargaming, it was an amazing job. I kind of felt like I was semi-retired. Now I feel like I'm retired. Because when I will never actually retire. I would go stir crazy. So I'm gonna do this until I have a heart attack on camera or something.
Yeah, Steve dying live stream.
That's my goal, everybody.
Paying that last Iron Warrior in Horus Heresy 28th edition that they release.
Adam knows better than most that it's all day, every day. We text quite a bit throughout the day because we're both always working. Unless Adam's playing World of Warcraft. And there's always painting projects to get done. So we sit and we fiddle. But like I can't do audio novels while I'm doing this. I can't do it. Like I can't focus. But I can chat with you guys. I can listen to YouTube. So I do a lot of hanging out and talking with people about Warhammer. I've been doing this a lot lately. I just happened to turn the camera on today for it. And I consume a lot of YouTube just by sitting here doing this. And sometimes I have to like get up and move around sitting in this chair for too damn long, obviously.
All right, yeah, I mean that's fair. It can be hard to separate from the work to hobby as well. I imagine.
Okay, so we talked about this earlier about like a bit of OCD. Don't know what else I have, but it works for me in this type of thing because I've been doing battery ports for 11 years. And there have been times when I've been burnt out and don't want to play a game anymore, but that lasts like 24 hours. So I've been able to consistently all day, every day, play Warhammer for 11 years. And I don't know how. I haven't been going like, I hate this, never again. I still just Warhammer. I just love this stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like for me, I'd get burnt out and just be like, this feels like a job now.
Well, this is why we see like somebody sent me a text that kind of like touches upon it when I want to talk to him about that later. We see a lot of channels pop up and die down. Running a YouTube channel is a marathon. So for over the years, there have been on any average year, 6 to 10 new miniature wargaming YouTube channels, and they last 3 to 6 months, and then there's 10 more, and then they last 3 to 6 months, and then there's 10 more, and then they last 3 to 6 months, and then the first group, half of them came back for a couple of months, and then there's 7 more. It's just there's something about the grind that actually works for me. Like I bet you if I had to work at a factory and work on a line, I think my brain can handle it. I think I could stand there on a line for 8 hours a day.
See, but that's the kind of job, it just mentally tires you out. Doing the same monotonous task over and over again. It's not physically tiring, but god damn.
Yep, and
do you come back emotionally tired?
That is, I have worked construction and jobs that drain you in the brain, and I'll say the mental exhaustion is way worse than the physical one.
Yep. I'd rather work my bones or work myself to the bone every day than come back to where I can't think straight because I'm so tired from what the work I was doing.
Yep. Agreed. Steve, some advice. Do melee armies play well this edition? Not like tournament winning, but all the power weapons being 1 damage. I don't know. Power fist great. Yes, we're talking heresy. Sorry. 1 damage isn't that big a deal. I suspect you need melee. I don't know. Honestly, both said it's too early for me to answer that question. But I'm making sure that every one of the armies I'm building has melee. Like my Sons of Horus, I got a lot of despoilers, and I think they're going to do very well. I don't know if it was answered if I missed it, but Horus Heresy 3rd Edition charging, do you like the change? I find the loss of range saddening. Okay, so I have had this discussion with about 13 people. You're number 14, Demon Ace. And I think without fail 100% of the time, after I explain my point of view, you're going to feel good about it. So charging, for the most part, is now 1 to 7 inches. So like if you're heavy, you're going to get a 1-inch setup move, and then up to a D6 charge. So mathematically speaking, your average charge in 3rd edition is now higher than your average charge in 2nd edition. And there's 2 other changes. You can now no longer go for that 11-inch, 12-inch long bomb charge. You can't do it anymore. It's not possible. But you very rarely did it anyway, and when you did, it never worked out. So you don't really care about losing that. But what you can't do anymore is pretty much fail that one. Well, unless you're heavy. Unless you're heavy, you can't fail that 1-inch or 2-inch charge anymore, because you're gonna get in. Even heavy coming out of a Land Raider is gonna get in. So your average, your charges are more consistent. Your average is higher, and you no longer ruin your plan by going for 11-inch charge as a Hail Mary. Well, it's only better in my opinion. Line work is easy, but emotionally draining. Fair. That.
So I saw this in the Discord earlier. Someone was asking about just general thoughts on Termes, Cataphracti versus Tartaros.
I think it's still going to be Cataphracti. I do. I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see the power of the Land Raider, which isn't more expensive. It was good last edition. So I think it's even better this edition. I think the power of the Land Raider, putting them where we need to be. It's a 4-turn game. They're going to deliver the Terminators where they need to be, and the Terminators are going to do the job needed done. I still think that's going to be better than Tartarus, but I think Tartarus are still actually weirdly more valuable in 3rd than they were in 2nd. And I actually love them in 2nd. I actually built a bunch of Tartarus for my White Scars for 2nd, but never got around to painting them.
Yeah, it's interesting looking at and kind of seeing where they succeed and fail, and all the different ways you can use them. The mobility seems really nice, but at the same time, if you're playing a points game, being able to anchor a point, take it from your opponent, let's call it, with those Cataphracti, and then just anchor them with that 4-0. It does seem to have a lot of value to it, especially with the vehicles being a lot harder to hop now.
I think
it's horses for courses, in my opinion.
What's that?
They've both got their uses, and they'll excel if the uses you need them for.
I think we're in a bit of a stage where there are people who are gonna make snap judgments based off of their reading. We can read rules and not have a greater context, and understand how everything unfolds and make a decision about things that ends up just being wrong. And you can be right too. You can be right too. But I'm not trusting even my own gut opinions on these things. I have to try these out, but I suspect that Cataphracti is still going to be the thing. But I could absolutely be wrong with it.
No, exactly that. It's too early to tell. I wouldn't put any stock in what I'm saying in terms of an actual sense. I can look at the book and say, well, this is, to me the Tartarus are more interesting, but I know damn well that extra that 4 versus the 5 is nice, but until people actually put the time in play, test out different things, what does it matter?
Yep, I can say without a doubt that I don't know for sure, but if I had to put a bet right now, I would bet. I would. I won't. That Cataphracti will still be the.
I reckon they'll do Assault Saturnine.
I hope not.
Assault Saturnine?
Yeah.
Did you see the article about it?
No.
I'm kidding. There's no article. I don't think they do Assault Saturnine because it goes against, the lore is their big gun platforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the way they've been building it up for the last however many months.
Oh, okay, fair. I thought they were. I thought that's exactly what they were.
Gun platforms, yeah. That they've been talking about how, here's their shield tech that specifically protect against their their weapons heat dispersion or whatever it was. Could be talking out my ass on that, but everything I read was there.
Well, you've got things like the World Eaters.
Yeah, but the World Eaters, like, this is my problem with people, like, and it's always World Eaters players. Like, you can't just bring in, it's 30,000 years in the future. You can't bring a sharpened stick to the battlefield and expect to win every time. You got to bring your guns.
Well, and I almost feel like the world leaders wouldn't want to. That's kind of, if you're looking at their doctrines, you might have some people who are willing to use it, but at the same time, for the most part, how likely are they to say, all right, well, I'm going to stand back far away from the combat and just pop shots at people? There's going to be some, but
well, I mean, lore-wise, it would be the majority. There's that.
That's lame. That breaks my immersion, ruins my fun.
So every World Eater battle wasn't done with a chain axe in hand and a bolt pistol running at the enemy. Not every White Scar battle was just bikers zooming around the battlefield. Not every Iron Hands army was dreadnoughts and heavy weapons sitting in the backfield. Not every Iron Warriors could do plenty of melee. People get super hyper pegged into what they think is. These were legions of 20,000 soldiers that could do many, many things, not just one.
See, you're forgetting it's not just
sounds like a challenge.
Chain axe and a bolt pistol. It's 2 chain axes.
Okay, hold on. That changes the math. Give me a second to reevaluate my opinion here. It's still go fuck yourself. But like even Luca was struggling in 2nd edition with the Space Wolves until he learned to put some just some shooting dreadnoughts on his list. Also never. No, Mitch. I can see Mitch is right. But until Luca brought some guns to bear, his wolves started to come together.
No, and that makes perfect sense. Just that little snap judgment of, all right, here's a legion. What do you think of it? And every legion has kind of something that you snap judgment think about.
Yeah.
Got to take a little step back, look at the bigger picture. But
like you can do, like nobody does this, but you could do a complete jump assault Iron Warrior list. Like that exists somewhere in the battle in the history of the Heresy somewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of Games Workshop's fault for not expanding upon these legions a bit more, even like in 40k. Okay, where
hold on, don't make me defend Games Workshop again. They got 50 plus novels expanding upon all this stuff. There's plenty out there. They can't do everything.
Man,
I guess I don't really read the books, but when I think of Khorne, it's this is blood for berserkers running around with chain axes.
Thank you for making my exact point.
Look, you don't think about like World Eater Devastator squads when they should be equally as relevant, because I mean all the pop culture or whatever, all the art for them, it's hyper fixated in one degree. I'm sure there's books saying, oh, well, actually this guy, he's a World Eater but he uses a heavy bolter, pales in comparison with like the idea people have of it now.
There is, and it's Aaron Dembski-Bowden's Black Legion books. Can't remember his name.
I think it was Aaron Dembski-Bowden. You just said it.
No, the character's name I was thinking. That's what I meant. You're just wanting to wind people up now, aren't you, Steve?
I'm not sure I know what that word means, but I hope not.
I guess people think it's like a antithesis to the idea of this faction, sort of like an anti. I know I've seen people saying that like Chaos Dwarfs, for example, are kind of like anti-dwarfs in their style. Like, they don't have, some of them don't have beards, but they use swords instead of axes. They have a more Babylonian, Bronze Age, Persian theme over Nordic, Viking sort of themes.
Yeah,
So
the question I
I
often
think
ask,
people would, yeah,
people
people would see that.
guilty of this
like,
too. Is that canon or is that your head canon?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm guilty of that too. Don't, like, I'm not trying to be like, I'm above all this. No, I do that all the time. I need to be put in my place too every now and then about it.
So see, it's nice and simple. If I say something, it's automatically right, and that makes it canon. So
That's
that's
how I feel. Well, look at the
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
the
fair.
Scorpius. Remember the Friend Maker tank? That was commissioned by some Space Wolf character. Like, he requested it for something. Like, that's not a you don't think of the Scorpius as a Space Wolf Horus Heresy Legion thing, but that was designed because somebody over there requested it. Like, all the Legions did all the things. That's not true, Demon Ace. That's an extreme exaggeration and outright falsehood. But I understand the point you're trying to make.
What would the Thousand Suns stereotype be?
Nerds?
Psycho spam?
Well, Psyker
Play
spam...
that back, Steve,
Psyker
or we're leashing the scarabs upon you.
Psyker spam does make sense for them. They have it in their rules where every unit basically can be a version of a Psyker. But, like, I'm waiting to see... And we'll talk about it now, actually. See if anybody has going to have a problem with what my Thousand Sun army is going to be. It's actually, Mitch, if you're paying attention, it's actually going to be a little cheesy in its design, but it's all in Mark II low-tech weaponry. So it's all auto cannons and in Mark II armor for my Thousand Suns. Now, they after the Crusade, they started losing bodies and people were dying. Shiver was explaining some of his lore to me. So they may not be, they're going to skip over the Mark III armor, maybe, whatever. And like the low tech stuff is because this is when they had all their things before. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. Autocannons are busted with Thousand Suns, so I'm making up a lore reason why I'm bringing a bunch of them.
Explain what makes them busted for the ignorant.
So do you know how the Thousand Suns have like 6 or so like special like Psyker houses that can be evolved in? One of them is called Corvidae, and it's busted. One, it gives them ability. So every unit can spend 10 points to gain this ability called Corvidae. They're part of the Corvidae host called. In the start of the turn, basically, they can pick an enemy unit with an 18 and make it so they're -2 to their movement. Busted. But forget that. That's not why they're really, really busted. That is actually pretty powerful. They can all do, like, I see into the future type thing, so I'm going to shoot better and gain critical 5+ on their shooting attacks for a psychic check. Autoguns are damage 2 with breaching 6. Critical means if you roll the critical, you count as rolling a natural 6. So every 5+ to hit with an autocannon automatically wounds at no armor save 2 damage.
Would it not be 3 damage?
No, they're flat 2 damage in Heresy.
Well, doesn't critical hit give you a +1 on your damage?
Oh no, sorry, not critical, rending. So rending and critical is the same thing.
Gotcha.
But critical adds the damage. Sorry, it's rending 5+, not critical.
Yep. That. All good. You said critical at 2 damage.
Have a very good glow up this edition.
Say it again.
Autocannons have had a glow up this edition.
Well, I was originally assembling autocannons for my Iron Hands. I decided to go plasma instead. So I have a bit of a plasma spam with my Iron Hands. I gave my autocannons to my Thousand Suns. I'm trying to do a somewhat of a theme with all the beginning armies for my Heresy, and I'll expand upon them all later. Yeah, Demon Ace, it's a bit of a chat delay, but yeah, it's rending with breaching.
I'll definitely need to give a think about what I want to paint them up as. The old Horus Heresy stuff I've got. Still leaning on like Sons of Horus or Thousand Suns.
Sneed, I don't think that's a thing. I think there was a battle report. I could be wrong. I'm gonna double check right now. I think there was a battle report that did that and it was incorrect.
Yeah, it was the SN guys. So one of the first ones they did.
But he said it's a minor one. I'm gonna check the minor ones. Because I know the Biomancy one. I know they did it in the shooting phase, and it specifically says you cannot do that. It's only for when you can only cast a +2 toughness when you charge. So on your charge, you can get +2 toughness. I don't think there's a shooting one. But he said minor, so I'm going to double check the minor one.
Is there any gameplay purpose to different marks of power armor, or is it just like looks?
No, it just looks. But lore appropriate. People have fun building lore appropriate army. I like the idea of White Scars only being in Mark II armor because they were far away from the lines and never getting resupplied. Like, I love that. So when I do my White Scars, they're only going to be Mark II.
I remember lots of like the old Horus Heresy lore where I think, is it M Mark V, the one that like the Primaris look like these days? That was like just at the before the Heresy started, and not many people had that. And then they in
Mark
the books
IV.
they kind of was it Mark IV? Okay, yeah, Mark IV. It was revealed in the first 3 books I read that Horus started ordering loads of that on Amazon delivery really quickly before the loyalists could. And now I think everyone just has it these days.
We're talking about Mark VI?
Mark IV, I think, is, like not the beaky helms, but the ones that like the Primaris ones have these days.
The pig snout is Mark IV.
Yeah, that one.
So Sneed, I don't think Sneed's feed and seed. I don't think that's the thing. There's nothing that gives you +2 in the shooting phase. Nothing that gives you +2 toughness in the shooting phase that I can see. Also, well, I was gonna reply to something else. Oh, plasma is very WB. What does that mean, Drusel? What does WB mean? Anybody know? Might be too old for these kids' lingo.
Warner Brothers?
Oh, okay. Plasma is very Warner Brothers. We old men believe you said plasma is very Warner Brothers, Dark Soul. Now, can anybody tell me what Warner Brothers means? It's probably slang from these kids. It's like Riz or something.
Cartoonish.
Right? Plasma is very cartoonish. Okay, Drusel, I now agree with you. Plasma is very cartoonish. Word bearers. Thank you, Demon Ace. I don't belong on the internet, people. Word bearers no longer have any special plasma stuff. No, Drusel, don't misunderstand the joke and do the old man thing. You just did that. You don't belong on the internet either, just like me. Who paints all the armies for Mountain Miniatures? Mostly me, Adam from Greenleaf Terrain, and Dale from Dale's Miniatures. I don't know if he has a special name. But I do the vast majority of all the miniatures for Mountain Miniatures. I don't know who that is, Demon Ace, but sounds like a very intelligent person to me. I'm not feeling Volkite, Demon Ace. Talk me up on Volkite. I'm not feeling it. I could be wrong.
Sorry, it's been fun. I gotta go.
Sure, dude. Once Cathay is done and painting my 1,000 Suns, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Can I tell you what paint I used on the Terracotta Sentinels? Well, no, because I didn't paint the Terracotta Sentinel. That was actually Adam from Greenleaf Terrain. Let me, oh, I got a lot of text. Get back, please. Let me ask Adam. Do you know what paint you used for the Terracotta Sentinels? I'll keep my phone in front of me so I'll see it when he replies. Okay, 33 Nightfall. I don't think Perry belongs in the game for the old world. I think we learned this was a mistake in 6th edition when they implemented Perry in Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition. And I feel like they're repeating the same mistake. I don't think it belongs. I think it's a net negative for the game. However, I don't think it's that big a deal. So you won't see me complain about it. But like, I never would have added it. If they gave me the power to remove it, I probably would. But it's not that. I don't think it's that big a deal. But yes, I don't think it's a good thing. Song of Duran, Flammable Hero, nice. I don't know. How do you guys feel about Perry? You liking it? You hating it?
I don't mind some units having free up. I haven't personally taken anything with Parry yet. Mostly played against it. I think it's fine. Opinion might change when I fight Chaos Warriors.
Parry hasn't been too bad for me, but you can definitely feel that units that were killy before aren't killy now because of it.
Well, infantry already wasn't killy, right? And now infantry, uneven playing field, excluding the charging nonsense. Infantry fighting infantry with, like, it just means the sword and board. Like, you should, everything that has a sword and board needs to go up by 1 point. Like, why are we getting this massive buffer without paying for it? Why do I feel like my state troops that are forced to take halberds, or the null ones in particular, even though there is a bonus when they charge, which is not a bonus at all because you never charge, why do I feel like they just got an indirect nerf because everything with the sword and board just got better?
I think cynical part of me thinks when they announced Cafe with swords in the boxes, they thought we need to buff the swords a bit.
But they could have just gave it to them.
Yeah, maybe. I think they probably thought people will complain.
One unit specifically getting it is easy. Is you can balance that. You can point it costed adjustly. In fact, I feel like the Jade Sentinels are overcosted, but maybe they're correctly costed with the parry rule. In fact, actually, now they have parry, they have the correct cost. Now everything else in the game that has a sword and shield is now undercosted to me. But if you remember my review for Cathay, I said the infantry looks overcosted to me. But if they were the only unit in the game only infantry unit in the game that had parry, now their cost makes more sense to me. But whitewashing across the board, like Games Workshop, we have learned not to make sweeping advances across the entire armies. Like all of 8th edition 40k was learning this mistake. But again, this is not that big a deal, but I do think it's a mistake.
I think it's fine if the sword was their primary weapon. You know, like, so, because obviously if you've got a halberd and a shield, you can just switch to parry. I think it should just be for units with only sword and shield, and then maybe like a points increase.
No, because when it nails it, hobgoblins for 4 points a model have a 4-up save. Like, why? 4 points a model. True. 4 points a model. Like, how many points are skeletons now actually with light armor and shield?
Yeah, that's the big thing, isn't it? Like skelly block for swords and shields.
Like the in WAP, Warhammer Armors Project, like fighting skeletons because of parry was like soul crushingly annoying for several reasons. But that was one more thing compound on top of it. Like whatever. Like okay, you know what? I have to find out how many points they actually are now.
It should definitely be reserved to like professional soldiers, I think. So like Empire State Troops, Cathayan, Jades, and all that.
Wait, what's that website I used to use all the time for building my army list? Oh, World Builder. Wow, I just brain farted hard there. New list. Tomb King. Where are the Tomb Kings? Skeleton Warriors are 4 points a model, so 5 points a model for unbreakable 4-up armor saves. Cancer. My eyeballs just got cancer looking at that.
Wait, you got to pay for the shield and the light armor.
Oh. Was it? I assume they came with light armor.
Nope.
Wait. You know, I'll use my phone, it's faster. Oh, Adam did reply. Oh, Adam says, not 100%, but it was a sponge-painted corn red, Doom Bowl brown, and Deathclaw brown, and then one a tan dry brush. So there you go. He had corn red, Doom Bowl brown, Deathclaw brown, all sponged all over the model from Games Workshop, from Citadel Paints, and then a dry, some light colored dry brush, probably a tan. In fact, you can probably guess what it is, but a tan Citadel thing. There you go. I was about to look up something. Oh, I was about to look up. See, even my phone was directly in front of me. I didn't see a text come in. Old World Builder. I want to see the common goblin. oriented.
I think Games Workshop suffers from a lot of institutional knowledge loss.
I don't know what
other
that means.
businesses-
Oh, I know what that means. Yeah.
Just like people leave that worked on previous. So the guys who worked on 6th, 7th, 8th, maybe they're not there anymore, or maybe there's only a few of them. So they're having to relearn their mistakes.
Okay, so first of all, I want to point out common goblins, light armor, shield, 4 points a model. Ridiculous. Now, the thing about that though, while that is probably true, how difficult is it to go to, hey, you played this game for 30 years. What were the concerns with 6th edition? Fantastic edition. Don't do this. I feel like sourcing or even rephrase it. Hey, we're thinking about putting Perry in. Did it ever exist before? Oh, it did. What was thoughts of it? Like, I think the information's out there. It's not like you have to like hunt it down.
You played a lot of World of Warcraft, didn't you? Right?
Yep.
Yeah, you can kind of understand from the perspective of like how Blizzard also behaved, where it's almost like a pride thing, constantly tripping over themselves, don't outreach to people in the community as well.
I guarantee if I was in charge, I'd be making it a whole lot worse. I would be stubbornly stupid in my decisions as well.
It's kind of like the recent thing with like Warcraft, for example, is that Warcraft versus RuneScape, where RuneScape, like the Jagex team, listen to their community and ask for inputs and such. Blizzard does not, but instead of outreaching to its community, it will send out random surveys instead.
I haven't been involved in World of Warcraft in years, but all those criticisms may be true, but they were like the biggest video game ever for a while, right? Like they made money.
Yeah,
it just can't be that bad. And we all loved it, right? I told you how I broke my back body brace for a year.
I would have to get into much detail.
I was laid up in bed, can't walk, playing World of Warcraft, farming reputation in Ultrak Valley forever. Like I loved it to death.
When did you quit?
So the expansion. So I did. Okay, I did let's go in order of the expansions, and it'll be easier to remember. So I did Cataclysm. What happened after Cataclysm?
Mr. Pandaria.
I did not play that. I dropped there, and then a few years ago, like 4 or 5, we all came. Mini Wargaming, we all came back to play together, and then that was the expansion where, we were going into the jungle, Dino Jungle.
Warlords of Draenor, maybe.
No, after
Legion.
that. Oh no! Sorry, I played. I came back and played a lot of the one where Arthas, you go fight him.
The Jailer? Shadowlands?
No,
Wrath of the Lich King?
Wrath of the Lich King. I played a lot of that, and then I dropped again. I didn't play the next one after that. And then there was that one that came out like, I don't know, 5 years ago. I played a few months of one more. So basically I played the first, the core, and then Cataclysm forever. And then I played Wrath of the Lich King a lot. I left, came back to Wrath of the Lich King, played a lot, and then I played a little bit a few years ago for a couple of months, and that was it. I tried Classic for a bit, but
there's been a lot of change since like old school Blizzard company versus Activision Blizzard, kind of in the scope of like Games Workshop going from a company of nerds to a more corporate enterprise, and hubris and corporate politics get too involved in those companies.
Yeah, it's always going to
where they don't really outreach to player bases necessarily.
It's always going to happen.
Where my example would be, like, I don't know how much you know about RuneScape and all that, but
sorry, 1 second. Cornet K-Bear is right. Burning Crusade, not Cataclysm. What was Cataclysm?
Cataclysm was where Deathwing went around blowing everything up.
I don't think I played
changing the world.
I didn't play that.
Yeah, that was after Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah, I didn't play that. Sorry, it was Burning Crusade. Original Burning Crusade, and then Wrath of the Lich King is all I played.
Yeah, you basically played during the glory days when Blizzard was good. What they call like retail now is like where all the the seedy, dark behavior comes from, which kind of mirrors like Games Workshop's attitude sometimes, especially when we think about like the dark days of Games Workshop, like the way they used to behave. Is now like what kind of Blizzard is, and they've tried to fix that again over the years, but they've gone back to a bit of their old ways. One of the main issue I bring up is how this correlates to like Warhammer in a way, where people want Classic Plus. They want them to remake Classic, but make it in the style of like the original games. But they won't outreach to the community, and they won't simply ask the community really what they want. Ask them
doesn't know what
directly.
they want. You could ask the community, you won't get an accurate answer. Very, very. It is what it is.
You can to a degree. I disagree, because where
don't.
you have like RuneScape, where they actually do listen to their community, they've seen massive growth with their old school RuneScape formula, and they have things like polls and voting and what you vote for and what you want to see.
I think that can help you gather information. But you know what? To be fair, I just don't know enough about the whole topic, I guess.
Yeah, where I draw this back to is basically I think Games Workshop suffers a bit from that, where they don't want to. They kind of want to keep everything in house to a degree. They've gotten better at like listening to people over the years, especially on like YouTube and that. I think it's like with you as well, with like certain feedback.
Well, I think listening to reviewers is not a bad idea at all.
Yeah,
not the paid ones. Can you, honestly, I feel like you can't get an honest movie review anymore from like actual reviewers. Like they're all like, you can't. Does anybody here trust Rotten Tomatoes like at all?
No.
I
never look at like reviews. I just don't care about.
But
the only reviews I look at are like potential buying stuff on Amazon. That's about it.
But you go to a small YouTuber and like get this guy's opinion, like, okay, maybe good. I just stopped listening to reviews, even when the reviews are terrible. I don't even care about reviews anymore. I'm gonna go watch it myself, because in the 90s, the 2000s, I watched everything. I watched every movie and enjoyed it. Now it's like I'm going in pre-told it sucks. I'm just done. I'm done with all that. But Josh says, let's make a WoW guild called the Mountain Sigil Black Mountain. So even better idea, Josh. Let me get these next 3 armies painted, and then we all go back and play. Because I never had a chance to do it. We go play Warhammer Online, Warhammer Reckoning, I think it was called. We'll make a guild and do that.
I've got the box right next to me actually, the collector's edition.
Do it, everybody.
I still have that guy, the war boss model they gave us in the blister pack in the box.
Same.
All right,
wait, hold on. Are we interested in this? Because I'll freaking do this.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's a massive online server, private server for it. That's big. Because you can't actually play on the servers anymore. They got shut down years ago.
Oh, well, that sucks.
But there's a private community that basically that's the only way to play.
There's no modern miniature wargaming related video game, right? Like fantasy.
No.
I tried that Age of Sigmar game that came out a few months ago.
Oh yeah, I bought that for like £1 when it was on sale.
I pre-ordered it. It looks beautiful. It's so bad.
Yeah, I heard it was kind of clunky.
All right, I finally was able to pick up my 3D printer. Hooray!
Which would you get?
Nice.
A guy at work offered me the Ender 3 version 2 or whatever for $50, so I couldn't really pass it up.
I finally have a problem with my P1P. I got in a just under 2-day print, less than an hour left, and it failed. My motor, my Z-axis needs some grease, and
I've been wanting to buy one, but I've got no room.
I wasn't going to buy one, but then it was like, hey, I'll sell you this for $50, and I was like, well, I guess I can't really pass that up.
They're for me, they're too useful.
Ventilated.
I'd love to get one just to print terrain bits off.
No, sorry. I don't use my resin printer anymore. I actually could care less about resin printing. I'm just done with resin printing. I'm talking about my MDF printer. It's for terrain and bases and trays and stuff. It's too useful.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah. I've been telling my club they should buy one because the amount of bloody 40k MDF terrain they buy, was like, you could just buy the machine and we can just print it off.
Forget the movement trays, but just the basing and all the armies I got to paint. It has definitely saved me so much money, time.
The only reason I like the Games Workshop modular movement trays they sell is that they have the perfect seams to put magnet sheets underneath them to make them seamless. That's pretty much their only selling point. The rest of it is rubbish.
I don't have to like move my malls around a whole lot, so the magnets are not that big a deal to me.
Oh yeah, for me, because I have to travel with them. Yeah, it's really important, especially like my metal stuff. That they're not really moving.
Well, I'm going to have to go for a bit of a walk to straighten out my back after 4 hours of sitting. But can't see why I don't do this again tomorrow.
Yeah, be good. I'm working tomorrow, so I probably need to head off myself actually for a lovely 12-hour shift tomorrow.
Yeah, aren't you streaming tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Saturday, so I will not be doing this tomorrow.
Saturday's
I will be doing Heresy tomorrow. I can't see why we don't do this again on Sunday. I have a barbecue I should go to, but I'm not going. I'm going to do this instead. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy working, everybody.
Yeah, take care. Ta-ra.
Bye.
Enjoy.